Finally, I have everything that I need. Thanks to that mad poet, I have the Necronomicon, and a destination, finally, to locate the forgotten city of Neruzavin. This journey will be a long one, surely across land and seas both. But after all the effort that has been put forth, after everything I have attempted over the last few years, this is the victory lap. I will be denied no longer. The black stars beckon, and I will find them. I am Count Hasserton Lowls IV, and when I am done here, no academic throughout the inner seas will forget this name. Somewhere, deep within these sands, I will build history.
And just like that, we're back aboard the Sullen Starling. Waking up for a morning just like any other. In the somewhat crowded hold of this relatively small barge making its way across Lake Incarthan towards its eventual destination of Casimir. Still weeks and weeks away. You've been at sea hardly even seems appropriate, given the fact that you've spent all this time crossing a lake, but on the water for nearly 2 weeks now. 10 days total. You've put a lot of distance between you and the town of Thrushmore, between everything that you knew that you were, between everyone that you knew and remembered. Where you are now, at the moment, you're, I guess, unless if any of you have taken a vested interest in the minutiae of the route, is unknown. The shores...
Let me roll a survival with a -1 to figure out where we are.
on the water.
Or
The
on the
stars
water.
will tell us.
The shoreline looks
Look
as
to
it
the heavens.
always has. And as your humble ship continues down to the south, the trees and the lake shores wind along to your left, an open, nearly infinite water, a placid mirror of the sky to your right. You awake on a day like any other. And although you have nothing to show for it, no souvenir or tokens brought back from the dream beyond from your journey into the Enchanted Woods, you know that you were successful. You have collected the first on the list of offerings for the Mad Poet. Items that Count Lowls had painstakingly researched and collated together to curry this strange figure's favor, in addition to trading the minds of 4 of you. If you've got any shot of getting any of that back, you're going to have to win his favor as well. As you awake, a little bit more perhaps stressed for wear, the situation got interesting at times in the dream, and though your bodies show no signs of harm, no injury from whatever ailed you, whatever assaulted you, whatever fights you engaged in, even particularly mortal conflicts like the Kravgadons, massive tree-dwelling possums that near brought low several of you, the mental toll does remain. How was your morning, everybody?
Better than his.
Oh.
What did I?
You
No, 'cause
had...
The joke is you can't sleep.
Yeah, Easy, you had woken a little before everyone else. Unsure why, but your journey through the woods quickly pivoting. Nothing ostensibly changed. Nothing you could see. You didn't get transported anywhere else. You didn't have any esoteric visions. You simply felt a gnawing, overwhelming, deep terror. It pierced and froze you for moments before you awoke, back slumped in the circle in the cabin where you had commenced the ritual. The rest of your friends still laying around you, and then almost immediately feel a hand slap across your mouth. Shut up! What is wrong with you?
But up. Wait. No.
Are you alright? What happened?
I fell off a giant leaf and almost died. And it's just every time we go there, it seems fun at first, and then the little pixies try to murder us, and I don't even know. I don't want.
Reese's eyes are darting across the rest of the group in in a panic, hoping you can see that nobody else is is waking up. That it's just you here.
Yeah, I think it's just me. I don't know. I think they're fine. It's just. Was I like kicking and screaming?
No, just screaming, yes. It's out of nowhere. I mean, I don't know if anything happened before that. Nothing that woke me up, so if you were moving, it must have been subtle. I don't know. I don't know what to do with this. It's not affecting you the same way that it is everyone else, clearly. I mean, the rest of the group here seems to... they're still out cold, and even through you piercing the damn veil like that. Honestly, sometimes I wonder if anything would wake them up. How did any of you live this long? I sleep like logs.
Yeah, sometimes Cammy will just fall asleep randomly for like a day. I don't know. We all have like a little bit of.
So go back to sleep. See if it works. It worked last time, didn't it?
Like to join them again? What if I?
Don't you need?
What
to?
if I join them again and then I die again? Last time I did the same exact thing you're recommending. I was like the worst thing that's ever happened.
She stops for a second. Well, I can't argue with that. You're right. But so what do we do? What do we do? If we're gonna pursue this, how else are we gonna find Carcosa? I need you to know what you knew. You and Cammy, she goes by now.
Yeah.
You have to remember. It's the only way this is going to work out. You two are the only people I've ever met, other than medicine, who had a shadow of a chance of actually making this happen, of finding a bridge, a way to walk between these worlds, see Carcosa.
You include me in that? You think I could?
Of course I do.
Okay. Well, I don't.
What are you
So fine, I guess. I don't know.
falling off the lathe make you dumb?
I thought I was dumb from the start. I don't.
And she just shakes her head. No. Look. Don't get me wrong. You're a right idiot.
Okay.
But you're a smart idiot, you know? There's kinds of smart. There's, you.
Mm-hmm.
You understand magic and study. You learn from books. You can piece all of these things together. You can understand this on a depth I could never really hope to. And then there's, yeah, just
And then there's
And
then there's like actual smart people.
well, I wouldn't say it like that, but people with a bit more reason and sense, maybe.
Okay. Yeah, I don't have those two things.
That's why you need them. And that's why they need you.
Okay.
Maybe not right now, I suppose, but
Because I don't know, if that happens again, I don't think there'll be like much left of me, of even less reason and sense.
well, I've gone to know a new Martin once, haven't I? It's worked out well enough.
Yeah, I think no matter what happens, we'll still And, like, we got separated and found each other again. I think.
At a certain point where things feel downright inevitable, don't they?
Yeah.
Like fated, almost, where I kind of believe in that.
So, like,
Well, tell me what happened. And she just kind of leans back and waits for you to regale her with the tale of the Zoogs and petrifying dragons and strange sunlight fairies. Which, whether you do or not, at some point it is still very late and you are very tired. Your tenuous grasp of consciousness would certainly only last so long before you were awakening in the morning with everybody else. As you prepared for your day, cleaned up, made what you could, supplies on the Sullen starting to get relatively low. It would be apparent to everyone that Skywin, the ship's captain, is a little bit on edge, more so than usual. She's slightly abrasive at the best of times, but she's never usually rattled. Mildly annoyed might kind of be the baseline of her existence, but this is a little more genuine concern. To the point where, as you go about your morning routines, you would actually occasionally catch her literally muttering to herself up on the helm.
Right, I guess.
I'll come up with a cup of coffee. Hey. I picked up some coffee when we were at the other town because I noticed you were low on coffee for some reason.
Odd that.
Is everything okay?
You know, for once, the source of this stress isn't you lot, so
Oh.
I suppose it's not fair of me to hold it against you. No,
All of us in the
no, we didn't do it.
Chalk one up.
Do you know where we are, by chance, Easy? You know what nation we just passed the borders of
Based
yesterday afternoon?
on the stars in the sky, and the water on the right. We just kind of opened up into the big expanse of blue.
You don't, do you?
No.
And she just kind of chuckles and shakes her head.
I'm learning knots. I'll learn the navigation part later.
Well, it's better for you that you don't. We're going to stop for a resupply later in this afternoon. I'm going to get in and out real quick. If there's anything you and the rest of your associates need, get me a list. Hand me the coin. I'll grab it for you. You all stay on the ship.
So this is a bad time.
This is a bad nation, mate.
Okay.
You ever heard of Razmiran?
Nope.
Far as I can tell, it's a nation of crazy folk worshipping a man. Just a man.
Okay.
Call him a living god of sorts. And they don't exactly play nice with outsiders.
Is it like a cult?
Yeah, like a cult.
Okay.
Like a cult the size of a whole country.
Okay. This
Trust
cult-
me. The less you know about them, the less you have to interact with them, the better. So like I said, anything you need, coffee or whatever, get me a list.
What if we're like your bodyguards? What if we like? I don't know.
Until 30 seconds ago, you didn't know what Razmiran was.
Yeah, we know. How to-
You're not setting foot on that shore. I'm not getting any trouble for me or the Starling because of you and your friends. All right?
Okay. Well, I could use some coffee.
Get me a list.
All right.
And is he, I assume,
Come back.
you come back and share with the party. Anyone can attempt a society check if you want.
Sure.
See if there's anything you might know about Razmiran.
Never mind.
I
Got
know
it. He's got it.
actually
I'm
a
not
whole
gonna-
lot. That's a nat 20.
Oh, it was
I'll refrain.
33.
very familiar with the weird cult that is Razmiran. I had knowledge
Kind of
cults.
funny.
Interesting.
Interesting.
Yeah, you got
know,
lore cults. I would absolutely take lore cults for Razmiran, honestly.
Yeah, you got lore.
Oh wait,
cults.
I've got cult lore.
100%
Hold on, I never get to
I'd
use
take
cult lore.
for Razmiran.
That's another 20.
You two are
Yes, dude.
So you know
very-
about the cult. I know about the state, like the nation.
Right.
So, with your societal check, Trey, indeed, you would know about the nation of Razmiran. You would know that it is a very insular state that has minimal trade or contact with anything outside of their own borders.
So
And-
North Korea.
Kind of, honestly. They are very militant. They are very unfriendly. And a great many...
Whoa. They worship their leader as a god. They're isolationists,
That it?
and
Yeah,
they're
no,
militant.
it is. No,
It's-
I'm not. Like, it
It's
is very...
North Korea.
It's not wrong. I'm not, I mean, not gonna contest that. That's honestly a solid real world analog. They a lot of merchants and caravans that travel on the north end of the inner seas will add days onto their route. They will adjust their travels, adding expenses, adding risk, adding time to avoid the borders of Razmiran. Not just not passing into the nation, but not even passing near it.
Is it really adding time and expenses considering the risks that landing there would be?
Probably not, no. And Cammy, you would know more about the, well, worship of Razmir itself. This entire nation is dedicated to a completely singular religion. As the worship of, as they say, the living god, Razmir. The only one of the deities of this world, of the divine powers of Galarian that is still physically here. Their king, their emperor, their god is a figure, Razmir. You know that their clergy, their worshippers, near everyone higher up with any sort of power within the Church of Razmir, within the nation of Razmiran, are most well known for this mask. That is a singular mask with a black and gilded diamond set in its forehead, black markings around the eyes and the lips, fully obscuring the face of the bearer. That is iconic with the worship of Razmir. You know that the cult's beliefs are that the only path to godhood, to redemption, to true happiness and divinity is through their faith, through Razmir himself, and through the pursuit of wealth and power. It has been likened in many places throughout the Inner Seas to something almost like a perversion of Abaddaren worship, the god of coin and civilization and trade, whereas Abadar is more of a benevolent protector of the roads. Razmir is more personal gain.
Did you list? So only path to happiness, only path to divinity? Did you say? Okay. So they also believe.
They believe Razmir is not just a god, but the living god, the only god that still maintains real power on Galarian as the only one that is still here. They believe the rest of the gods have abandoned this place.
This is a funny little nation. I've read up on Razmir a couple times.
Razmir is one of the more interesting places in Galarian, to be certain, and yesterday, the Sullen Starling passed into its waters. Approaching Razmiran means that you are near now to the actual Sullen River, the next leg of your voyage that will bring you through the vast majority of your journey, all the way through several inland nations, until eventually, finally, ending up at the inner sea itself, at the coastal city of Casimir. Razmiran is sort of the corner on Lake Incarthen where the Sullen River connects. The Sullen River actually serving as the southern border of the nation itself.
What does the landscape look like?
geographically, it's still very similar to Ustalav. If you,
Forested.
yeah, if no one had told you anything, you would not yet have gotten to a point where you would even noticed really anything massively would change. The
Okay.
climate is pretty identical to how it has been.
Do I recall, is there anything, any like proof or like, is there any like record of, like I'm trying to understand, is Razmir actually like a powerful, or is it like one of those things where it's like a puppet leader kind of thing, or
well-
is that unknown?
There are many stories of Razmir, the miracles he has worked, the exploits of which he's capable, the incredible bounty that he has provided for his devout. Whether they are any more or less believable than any other accounts, they do
Right.
seem to mostly originate from Razmiran.
Yeah, okay,
That's-
yeah.
It's also worth noting, I suppose, with a natural 20 on your cult worship, there is virtually zero worship of this figure outside of Razmiran. It is exclusively contained to this one nation. There's not really like Razmiran missionaries out in the world or like other churches to him. It is a very unified
The cult is
segment
very
right here.
self-contained.
Anyone who did worship Razmir believe the power of the living God would come here. So, what reason would they have to distance themselves from their God? With that knowledge, you are left to your day. There's a lot of research.
So, saying 221, Kimmy thinks really hard on how to take over and prove she should be worshipped, not Razmir.
I will be the living God. A tiny little pink-haired gnome.
Part of
My
your cult.
mind right now.
No, part of your cult. Everybody gets a coat pistol.
That's just uniform.
All disagreements
Right,
are
yeah.
settled by pistols at sundown.
Yes,
Well, it's not like it's gonna be dangerous. It's a D4. Couldn't even kill a commoner.
really bad pistols.
Little BB guns. they're just annoying, and you gotta wish you hadn't done
10
it.
paces.
Nerf guns with thumbtacks in the end of them. That's all they are.
Yes.
I think it's a Gunnerf gun.
A Nerf gun.
Good nerf. It's not a goblin.
Paintball, but it's at close range.
So you have a day before you to continue working on your research. You had been poring over a lot of these tomes and treatises you had brought from Iris Hill, from Count Lao's manor, and in his pursuit, both in this world and in the dream, there are a great many things you need to learn. You first cracked the secret of how to get to the Enchanted Wood. You have also learned how to travel to a city called Celify in pursuit of a signet ring from a man named Viscount Pietro Brellin. But there are many more avenues of research for many more offerings for the Mad Poet that as of yet are not actionable. What do you want to work on this day?
Can I dream about transferring runes over to our dream weapons?
You cannot, no. Setting the runes up in the dream is something that you'll have to do when you have them.
I believe you and I were working on the stealth athletics one.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Stealth Athletics was the Enchanted Wood. So
Okay, so we finished that one.
succeeded.
You were
yeah,
working on it.
You were. Yep, you did in fact do that. You
worked
completed
on
that
it.
one. Good job, guys.
What is?
Oh, so we can take the day off. We're fine.
We do have a code.
Oh, what was the intimidation one?
Intimidation is attached to the Royal Ghoul's skull,
I suppose that's what I will start on.
and that one
next.
has been researched a good bit actually.
Yeah, that was the next one that we were doing.
That is the only one you have progress on at the moment.
Intimidation and what else?
Intimidation, society, and religion were the 3 checks for that one.
I can handle the intimidation if someone else would like to handle the society or religion.
I can do religion.
Well, there you go.
He knows.
I could help on religion, but not society.
Well, you 3. Anyone else want to jump on the
like
Royal
juice.
Ghoul skull, or do you 2 want to look at something else, initial bros?
Actually, we're making port today, right? To this.
Yes.
I don't want to take my attention into researching. I'd rather just stay up on deck and chill out.
Just in case.
Just in case.
That's fair.
She scared me.
You
Well,
are
then-
making port today, but Skywind seems pretty adamant that nobody is going ashore but her.
Yeah.
This is not limited just to you five. None of her crew are going with her either. Skywind is going alone, not wanting to risk anybody else coming ashore with her anywhere in Razmiran.
Woohoo. Well, since there will be 4 of us doing research, would we like to 2-2? Because
Well-
you and I can handle finishing off this one if you two would like to do the next one.
We tried to.
We tried to do one solo,
And then
despite being
a
the
30
only 2 people who could piece it together.
I mean,
evidently.
wasn't there a
could any-
we
performance one?
failed when we were left alone.
A 30 was a failure.
Could any of you take the religion or society? Because I could also go up and watch with MD.
Performance was the signet ring. That one's also completed.
Okay. Then all 3 of us can.
Surprisingly, the ones you're really good at, you did already.
I'm perfectly
ain't that
good at.
just the way?
That's crazy.
I'm good at this one too.
Oh, we do still have a
Well,
code.
then I'll have you do religion, and
do.
do you have
But, I mean-
society?
A couple of them are
Now that you
repeated.
brought it up, being a ranger and keeping watch while on the boat is probably a good idea.
Yeah.
I'll just
So we'll have these 2 chilling, and then religion, society, or intimidation. Any of those 3.
religion.
All right, so give me your
Intimidation.
whoever's 80.
I will lead.
Give me your aid checks then, Cammy and Easy.
So while they're doing that, I'm just gonna go up and start fishing while we
It's
wait to get
the
to
worst
port.
thing that's ever happened.
That's a
But
20.
I've got
So
a
30.
dirty
Bang.
20.
3 20s in session so far.
Yeah.
So that's what's your? You're doing this with society.
Yeah.
What is your proficiency? Expert
Trained.
probably. Oh, trained. So +2.
Mm-hmm.
And what did you get, Cammy?
Dirty 20.
Okay, so +3 total.
Yay!
Rolling down the line to you, Trey.
So at a plus 19,
This is your time.
I'm just gonna re-roll that
Come on,
5.
yeah. This is your plus 19.
Thank you, Asane. And
Already
with a
getting
plus 19,
No.
it's a 21.
21 does not critically fail.
Really? We
So-
got
Yeah.
it.
So you do not make it worse, but
Good job.
perhaps unsettled by the tales of what's coming here in Razmiran. It's a little hard to focus, and as the morning passes to even early afternoon and a town comes into view, it's really hard to stay focused when you want to look so bad. You get your first view of life in Razmiran. It looks absolutely normal. The piers don't look in any way out of the ordinary. Along the shores are warehouses and stores lining up as any other. The town is one of the larger that the Cell and Starlink has stopped in. Probably definitely larger than the last place you had briefly stopped the resupply. And Skywind had made clear her plans to get enough supplies that they would not have to stop again anywhere until you would pass the borders of Razmiran. Before she headed ashore, she came around to the group of you, mostly the 3 of you at least, gathered in your bunk area here. All right. Anything the lot of you need while I'm ashore? Speak now or forever hold your peace, at least till we're past Razmiran.
More
I'm sure as
paper.
all the hell's not stopping in there.
More paper.
Did I tell you? Did you write it down?
Yeah, I couldn't get him right now because I didn't ask that.
What have you been doing all bloody morning?
Writing things down.
Yeah.
But she
Gonna
what
get kicked off the boat.
is there anything anything important that you all do want from Razmiran here?
One of those cool masks.
Some chicken nuggets.
Oh,
Some chicken tendies.
you sure you don't need
Taco
anybody
Bell.
to go with you?
I'm certainly sure it isn't going to be any better if I do.
Oh, okay.
Look, for once, just trust me on this. I have to stop here every time I make this passage, and I've made it dozens of times. It's not a good place for outsiders, especially those that don't know the customs. Most of the time, I can get through here without offense. A group of you, or anyone else who don't know how these people do things, but can't say the same. It really is that simple.
So why don't you avoid this place?
Because it's an entire nation. This barge can't quite hold enough food and water to keep us going past the entire breadth of its coast, especially not with this many damned passengers.
Okay.
If it's just about customs, I am at least familiar book-wise.
You need anything from town, mate?
Just paper.
Off I trot. Be back within the hour.
Wait, there's, like, I'd really prefer if maybe there's just some sort of sensitive stuff that we might require. Kind of giving her the look up and down. Does she seem chill?
What kind of chill?
Like drugs chill.
Does she seem like if you ask her to get you
Does she have a vibe? You know?
some drugs?
Hey, this happened to True Chic, too.
Make me a perception check.
Okay.
I'm sure the extremely religious nation will be fine with that.
Oh, you'd be surprised what cults will do.
No, I need to do better than that.
The sound of Sully deflating. That's
I'm gonna spin class my thank you so much.
You ask her if she
I'm gonna have to
parties.
look up who that was, but thank you to everybody. Thank you to everybody in the audience.
You guys are great.
You guys are great. I give her a little wink
yourselves a
that shows
hand.
that I'm chill, of course. That's a 17 on the die.
This is to sense motive. It's not like to convince her to be cool.
You know,
It's like
for the perception, so that is that's a 30, actually. It's a 30.
30.
Good job. I'm proud of you.
Does she look impressionable?
That's good.
This is pretty solid. Let me see.
Desperate times, man.
We all know barge captains. They all just love their passion.
I just want to have it in case I need it, okay? I'm not even saying that I'm going to use it. Just what if we need it?
Fix this habit.
It's really itchy
Don't
in
mind me.
here.
I'm
No,
just
no,
gonna roll over here.
Just a little bit of
Smack-
Razmiran nose sand.
She, you know, not a whole lot about Skywin's personal life, but you do know that given what you have from her background, she does not strike you as the kind of person that would care about Pashnell.
Okay.
Wouldn't care about it in terms of she's cool with it, like she doesn't even care, or she wouldn't.
Or she doesn't care
It's
for it.
probably
like,
on the
"Oh, no, I don't care
along
for
the lines
that."
of how I'm about it. Like, I just don't care.
You cannot imagine Skywin giving a crap about that compared to you guys doing insane ghost demon summoning rituals in the middle of her ship every night. There's-
You know, actually,
you
that
know,
should have been a clue for me.
There's like
Will she care for
on the scale of things
that's
that
fair.
she's worried about. Ritual that has already spawned specters into her ship. A little bit of pesh.
Yeah.
You know, it's like
You've got to add like
Passion
you've got to add
among
some other
friends.
things to your shopping list around it, like
Yeah,
you know,
right.
some carrots.
Would she care if we combine those two? Like
Whoa.
an RUI. Ritual.
don't
Ritual
drink and
under
ritualize, kids.
I'll kind of glance at MD because, frankly, I did not check if we have the purse for this, but I'm just short on certain supplies.
What is it, mate?
Can you come down here? Let me,
She is a
let me
she's
whisper
at
it in
your
your
That's a
level.
gnome.
She's got like 6 inches on you.
Oh.
She's like, she's a halfling. She's not
sorry,
a lot
force of
taller
habit.
than
I
you.
usually have to
Like,
do
it's-
Straight up.
You guys are having a knee-high conversation here.
Guys, look away.
Let's make eye contact with Easy. What's up?
Look, mate, certainly not in a position, nor have I lived a life to judge people for their vices and habits, but did you miss the part about a nation of religious lunatics?
Well, I thought if they were already like kind of weird and freaky, that maybe that may kind of vibe with that stuff. I don't know. I'm not proud of this. Okay, I'm not proud of the way that I am.
Hey, good at hiding it, I'll give you that. Haven't caught away with this stuff since you've been aboard.
Well, I did quit, but honestly, with
What, you
all
missed the
this,
chills, do you?
Huh?
So you missed the chills, do you?
No, Frank. Okay, to be honest, it's not even that. It's just
I'll
the stuff that we've been
see
doing downstairs.
what I can do.
I just kind of want something to take the edge off.
Mate,
You know,
I'm
filet
not
leaves,
making any promises, but I'll see what I can do. Stop here enough time for years enough. Wait. Need the coin, though. That's going to be a bit more expensive here than you expect it to be, I imagine.
I'll just kind of look up to MD. Oh, they don't let me keep that stuff.
I wonder why. Never give the druggies the purse, eh?
Yeah. Don't trust any of them with the purse. Here. Hand her the purse.
As I said, I'll see what I can do. Stay put, I mean it.
Gonna come back with a pound of pesh.
And she heads out onto the deck.
All the
and
money's gone.
At this point, the ship has been moored and tied off. And you notice that walking amongst the piers, amongst the dock workers and the fishermen, there are a couple of figures that look a little different. Even in Thrushmore, you had a dockmaster, and this town looks like it's about maybe the size of Thrushmore, maybe a little bit smaller. He was an official and dressed a little bit differently, stood out a little bit from the rest of the people going about their daily work on the piers. Here, there are 3 figures that you can see along the docks, walking around very much not wearing the clothes of the workmen. Full-length robes that near trail on the wood planks of the piers themselves. Hoods up, even gloves, obscuring 100% of their figure with a identical mask perched inside each of the hoods. 2 of the figures are about human-sized, one a fair bit shorter. Not quite as short as Cammy or Skywind, but somewhere in between. And one of them waited with their long, wide sleeves almost put together, hiding their hands entirely, where the gangplank was laid across where Skywind walks. She would head straight up to them. That figure would turn down towards her, and she would rustle around in her pocket and pull out a pretty sizable pouch of coins that she would just press into his hand, huff, and walk off down the pier. To which that figure, slowly opening the pouch as they turned and walked away, would start rustling through it.
What color were their robes?
Black and gold. Mostly flat black with a ribbon of gold around the trim.
I'm starting to think
It
that's
wasn't
the
blue
color.
and white.
I'm not thinking that's the color of the religion. That's the religious colors.
Well, the masks are mostly white, with the black, of course, accents and the gold and diamond. But
Blacks
it does
to really make the mask pop.
right. The only white that you actually see is of the mask
Yeah.
itself.
Mask is important. Well then, guys, get back to your reading and writing. Me and Marius will be on deck, just hanging out, I guess.
Well, if we can't do anything, can we just research twice?
Well, the research is your day. That is what you spend the whole of the day doing. So at this point, you're struggling to make any progress, but you try to put your heads back into it, and half hour passes, 45 minutes, before finally you would see Skywind making her way back down the dock within an hour, as promised. And behind her would be several porters, a half dozen of them, moving a fairly impressive amount of cargo. Crates and sacks of food, barrels of fresh water, more supplies than you'd seen the Sullen Starling loaded down with even when it started its journey back in Thrushmore. Over the course of the next hour and a half, the ship would be loaded much more densely than it had been before. A lot of the space on the deck itself being taken up by these goods. Skywind, not kidding, she is fitting as much as she can. She does not want to stop in Razmiran again. And before too much of the afternoon has passed, and what seemed like as soon as physically possible, Skywind would be casting off the ropes of the anchor away. Oh, that's a good picture of the priest of Razmiran. There you go. The anchor away, and the Sullen Starling would pull back out of the pier into the water of Lake Encarthan. She would come down, hand you guys your stacks of parchment, your various simple supplies you would ask for, and turn back to Cammy. And hand you back a purse of coins.
Oh.
Oh, look. I did try, but
No, it's okay.
not the kind of people I wanted to push. I'd
Well,
wait
no.
till we get out of the borders of Razmiran, and then maybe it'll be a bit easier to have more luck.
It's probably, yeah. It's probably for the best.
Honestly, maybe so.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna purport to understand what it is you lot do every night with that ritual chanting, the candles and all that you got set up in here every eve, but well, I'm sure it's not gonna be any easier when you're not in your full mind. And you've already summoned one goddamn specter onto me ship. I want to see another one.
oh, why do you think I'm so stressed? Here you go, MD.
You're
I'm listening.
You know, it's better we just don't even know. Sooner we get out of Razmiran, the better.
If you don't have anything nice to say, you don't say it. I think that's.
Don't say anything at all. That's exactly right, Easy.
Well, if you ever want to know the actual details after we're done.
I don't.
Perfect.
I sure don't.
You don't.
Man, she's already walking
We
back
fought
out of the deck
giant
and
possums
up
in the
around to
giant
the helm.
forest with little tiny rats.
over the course of the rest of the day.
That's exactly what someone on Pesh would say.
You guys, sure you're out. Over the rest of the day, you would finish out your research, continuing to work, not really making any meaningful progress. Finding more details about this ghoul society and about these Lang ghouls, whatever kind of royalty you might be able to locate, however this ritual was focused, elude you. But as it comes to evening, you do have another place you could focus the ritual if you wanted.
Dream ritual.
You do want to try to go to Celify,
I
or
see
are we
no
waiting?
reason to avoid it.
We might have Pesh there.
Yeah, they could have Pesh.
Yes.
You know what's nice about Dream Pesh?
Stronger.
It doesn't run out.
You get dream addicted.
Yeah.
Coffee.
I just can't stop dreaming.
Coffee.
Or Kofi.
Or coffee.
If we are trying the ritual once more,
Quick question.
answer.
Did Easy get over his fatigue with his full nights of rest?
Flat check.
I'd like to remind you
Flat check,
of that.
flat check.
If only he had some
I tried
pesh.
everything.
18!
You would.
Hey!
And he might easy to be well rested.
That means that you get to go to the dream well rested.
Yay!
Dream
Let's actually do
rested.
an exploration activity.
Yay! I'm present.
What's going on?
Ever pull another all-nighter.
I've
With-
had some good Razmiran coffee.
You guys have had much more success with this ritual than I expected, admittedly.
2
But
for 3.
2 for 3. If we're trying it again to get to Celify, we'll see how that record continues.
Here we go.
You set everything up as you have 3 times before now. It's odd to think that something so esoteric, so strange, so quite literally beyond this world could start to become mundane. But this is almost regular. The scholars, Gasa, Reben, they still watch curiously, but with half the interest they had before. They've seen it happen a few times. Even Reese doesn't have much to say as she settles down to take her place, ready to aid as she can, and the ritual begins. First, the Arcana check.
That's a 19 on the die. 32.
32 is a regular success.
That's scary.
Nothing happens. Diplomacy, which I believe is what you're having Reese do.
I believe so.
She's got to fill the gap.
So why don't you go ahead and step in and roll that for me?
I rolled a 3 on the die.
Oh my god.
I would.
You got it, thing.
You gotta think. How good's your
Does Reese have her own hero points?
Pretty good.
Wait, can we spend any of our hero points for this?
Who's rolling? It's his roll.
Well, then let's have her roll. Because you're loaded on hero points.
Well, you know,
Oh, I forgot because
I'm
it's
technically-
Reese, so it's not really MD's roll. Okay.
I'll
then
let
you
MD
keep
hero
your
point his roll if he wants to.
You keep your point if it's not your own roll. You don't have to.
And now you flip.
Well, because I forgot it wasn't your role.
Yeah, what's her plus? Like a 14. It doesn't really matter.
Really easy
Wow,
should be the
reroll
one
it.
who's spending.
Oh,
it.
it should
really,
be
yeah.
easy.
Can I spend it?
They have a communal.
Just
I'll
spot
let
your
Easy
girlfriend.
spend it. It's
Yeah.
his
Yeah.
girlfriend.
Yeah, it's his
Easy can
girlfriend.
spend it.
There we go.
There we go.
I'll spend last stand, which was I think Tim C.
No.
That was
His notepad, he flips
no, no,
furiously.
yeah, it was Tim C. Thank you, Tim C.
Rolled a 15 on the die.
Much better.
Whatever her plus is.
Regular success.
There we go.
Nothing will happen.
Converted from critical failure to regular
Performance.
success.
We're not
Performance.
getting negative buffs.
That background music is still playing. +1.
Oh man, dude.
Another.
Oh.
The rituals are hero point sakes. They are.
Really
Because
hard.
it's
Well, no, the
hard.
first time we just kept putting
First time you
20s
just
on the
dropped a
table.
bunch
That's
of
true.
points.
We were on an only crits run for so long.
The ritual
Only
is
crits.
difficult.
I think you were saying
Oh,
Surge of
crits.
Magic.
This is your Surge of Magic.
This was my
This is a
Surge
surge of magic.
The accompaniment gets louder.
Yeah. From a 6 to a 3.
He choked.
That's
Oh,
gonna be a
this
-4.
No,
Kinda
but it's
hurt.
plus 20. It's plus 19. So.
22.
22 is a regular failure.
Yay!
So it's a -4 for the final check.
Better than a crit.
Better than a
Yeah,
crit.
better than the
Better
crit
than
fail.
the crit.
Survival. Staircase is passed around, starting to grow heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah?
It's a natural 20
Oh!
Yeah.
Yes!
for a
Adds in-
36.
Adds in a +2.
So,
So we're at a
So as
net
it comes around to
-2.
Cammy, it is a -2.
that's gonna
Here's
make
the
this-
rider on the final occultism check as the staircase once more comes back around to you,
It's gonna be for +16.
trying to focus to a new location.
It's not bad.
That's pretty good.
15 on the die, so that's 31.
With the minus.
Yeah, that's with the minus. It's +16.
That sounds pretty good to me.
You finish the ritual.
3 for 4.
The chanting around the circle stops, and the stairs tumble once more from Cammy's grasp, dropping through the floor, descending below.
Coffee! Coffee! Coffee!
It's that Razmiran coffee.
4-4.
He didn't believe in us.
Oh my
Honestly,
gosh.
Wild.
It's a dice game.
Crazy.
That's a
Woo.
20-point swing.
I don't know if we would have had it without that 20 drop either.
Would have been a 29.
It would be 2 less.
My boy.
I really
Our
love
boy.
Yeah.
Mario knows what he's doing.
Oh, man.
Mario knows what he's about.
See, it's not
It's the stress of
hard
going
for
last.
you to make it easy
He
to
actually
cast a
really-
ritual. It's hard for you not to get stacking -4s from everybody.
That's the thing. There's so many gates you have to pass, and a failure is twice as bad as a critical success. And a critical failure, you're just screwed.
You're not
Yeah.
passing.
So like it's
Oh my gosh, yeah.
it's crazy. You guys have succeeded 3 out of 4 times. Even with counting hero points, it's still wild that you've made it 3 out of 4 times.
It's like such a breath of fresh air
Yes.
every time. It's like, oh god.
the group of you once
Man.
more descend down the stairs. Now heading not to the caravanserai, not to the enchanted woods,
Signet ring, right?
but to the dream city of Celify, to seek the signet ring of a count from this strange world.
We get to go to the dream count. We get to go to the dream shackles to get a dream tricorn. We're going to have a lot of fun.
As you descend into the darkness, further down, the first thing that becomes apparent to you is not a feeling, not a sight, but a sound. You hear music wafting through the air.
Playing.
Gentle, with a mixture of strings that sounds like a quartet playing. As your shoes click onto fine tile beneath your feet, and you find yourselves in a pleasantly cool, massively cavernous ballroom. This chamber is enormous. The ballroom is dozens and dozens of feet wide, hundreds long. A space that, looking around, you can barely comprehend the proportions of. And you are very far from alone. As
Oh my gosh!
hundreds
Oh my!
of
gosh!
other figures
Oh no,
fill the space.
we're underdressed.
Vest on.
Looking around, you have appeared near the middle of the floor in a fair bit of space, surrounded by groups of dozens of partygoers chatting, drinking, dancing. The walls on either side of this hall lined with truly massive dining tables that look almost comically small against the size of the space itself. Nearly every seat taken. Some crowded and gathered around as groups mingle, laugh, and talk. You are a little significantly underdressed given the situation, as the vast majority of the people around you are in absolute courtly finery. Ball gowns, full-length dresses, puffed shoulders, the whole 9 yards. A spectrum from rich and fine to almost garishly ornate. But each and every one of these outfits seemingly attempting to outdo its peers.
So ignoring all of this, I'm going to immediately look straight down. Do I still have my Mortalis coin?
You do, yes.
I was also going to look straight down, but also to make sure this wasn't one of those dreams where we're not wearing clothes.
Oh
You are
man!
naked in
Yeah.
the middle of the ball. No.
So just
you-
bumping.
One of us isn't entirely underdressed. He has a hat.
Yeah, I have this.
He's got the
nice.
hat.
Got a
The
hat.
reddish light of
Nothing else.
sunset streams in through a massive balcony on the northern end of the hall, desperately reaching to claw its way into any of the space in this hall, mostly lit by massive chandeliers overhead. Speaking of overhead, you don't know how tall this room is. You can't tell,
Bolted ceiling.
because the ceiling is completely obscured by thick, matting nets of spiderweb. So dense that after about 20 feet up, there is nothing visible but cobweb. You can
20
see
feet just above our heads.
20 feet up above your heads.
That's a lot
You
of
can
webs.
barely see rafters in some places where the webbing is a little bit thinner.
We could toss you up and you'd never come down.
And as you look at it, you can see movement amongst the spider webs. Movement from creatures that look like they might be far larger than you would like. However, this doesn't seem to have any impact on the gala happening just below this mess.
Well, yeah, it's 20 feet away. Why would it matter?
Party is going on as if there were nothing at all wrong.
Even
As you appear in the center of the floor, dressed as you are, your arms and armor not at all aligned with much of the other partygoers here. Nobody seems to acknowledge you. Nobody really seems to notice. Nobody seems to care. Save for one figure. A servant, mostly balding, with just a thin rim of hair around the side of his head. Very finely kept suit jacket pulled over a white shirt, white gloved hand holding aloft a silver saucer with several strange little drinks on it. It simply approaches the group and just stands and looks across you holding this tray aloft. He lowers it down for Ken.
Do all the drinks look the same?
They do, yes.
Okay.
It's about a dozen of the same red and white, vibrant, has like a 50-50 completely, it's not mixed, divided drink of some kind.
Probably won't be worse than what I had yesterday.
I'm
Takes it and continues off elsewhere.
falling back on my train in society.
You see quite a few of these servers revolving around the floor, some bearing aloft drinks, some hors d'oeuvres, some taking coats and jackets from new attendees streaming in from the right side of the hall.
Can I sniff my drink
Absolutely.
with my special gnome smelling?
Make me a perception check with your fancy nose.
Got to use that.
I was also going to smell my drink, but just
What's his
smelling it
ghouls
with
smell like?
yeah.
All right, so perception and then plus the 2 from gnome smell.
From sniffing.
Okay. So that is going to be a 13 on the die, so 28.
The 28, you sniffed out this. It's got this layer of red is on the bottom and looks like a thick syrup with a much thinner and almost clear liquid sitting on top. You're not familiar with the drink. You're not sure if you're supposed to just mix it around or take it as is. Definitely a little big for a shot. But as you kind of swirl it around and sniff it, the unmistakable smell of blood fills your nose.
Yeah, okay.
Blood and a potent alcohol.
Guys. I'm gonna say something, and I'm gonna say it really quietly, okay? And none of you are gonna react when I say it. Do you understand?
Okay.
You hear a plop
Oh no!
about 15 feet away as what looks like a chunk of entrails, gore, drops down from the webbing and lands on the floor right next to a group of dancers, maybe 15 feet to your left. It hits and splats, spraying a little mist of blood around the ground, startling a couple of the dancers. You see their eyes go wide for a moment before they simply shuffle a couple of feet away and continue as if nothing happened. A pair of servants quickly start moving towards the mess.
Oh, what a lovely game we appear to be playing.
As you were saying.
I feel like it's a little bit more obvious now, but this is blood.
Yeah.
You're the one I'm worried about here.
Whatever's going on based off of that, just blend in and act like nothing's weird.
Easy, give me a will save.
Oh, this is gonna be a rough day for you!
14 plus 14, 28.
Definitely
Take a shot.
do not like that. Any of it. What's in your hand and whatever just dropped down from the ceiling, but you're okay.
Not only did he
You're a
have to
strong
miss
boy.
Kravgadons, but he came back in time for this!
Bloodline. This is not MZ's arc. Or MZ.
MZ's.
We're now one.
Do I see where the servants are taking the coats?
They look like they're taking them over. People seem to be coming in from the right side of the hall. The servants are going back towards the southwest corner of the hall, wherever they're taking coats or bags or goods, towards a wide staircase near the corner of the hall itself, 100 feet away.
We could raid the coat and get out.
Sure.
Sounds fine.
This is a creepy ballroom.
Maybe we can see what they got in their purses and stuff.
Oh, Satan? Sure.
Okay.
Whatever you want, easy.
What are you all doing as you walk around here? You can have an exploration activity again.
He's gonna sing for us.
Yeah. Just looking for any misplaced jewelry.
Seeking,
Coats. Yeah.
searching, trying to like,
Investigate.
Is there
rob these kids.
is there
We
an
gotta
exploration
fit in.
activity for like being fancy?
Trying to blend in.
You know what I mean?
In your
I would say, is this like a deception fancy? Do you
Deception or
have
society?
society?
avoiding notice.
Let's not say that.
So,
Do you have
deception
stealth?
fancy?
Avoiding notice.
All of these are bad. Maybe I should just think, and that will make me look fancy. I'm very
you can
intellectual.
Just be pompous.
You can recall
Intellectual
knowledge.
is
That'll
fancy.
work. Intellectual is a fancy word.
I was gonna say, unless there's one that's just tried to blend in, it's not.
I will do exactly what Cammy said, but applying the actual skills.
To society. The fancy hobgoblin makes his way in his
In
full
full
plate.
plate.
Well, not necessarily trying to be fancy so much as trying not to get in other people's
Not to
ways.
offend.
Yes.
Not to make
Just
it
try
impact.
to make
Fair
my
enough.
way calmly and smoothly out.
How about you, Andy?
I'm peeping with my peeping eyes.
So you're searching as well,
Yeah.
seeking for things?
I think I'm gonna be scouting, but while I'm doing it, I'm gonna be trying my best to sort of like trying to blend in and like sort of dancing. It's just like
As you,
enough to
Just
be like
the
I'm
wing
here.
goal.
I'm not just standing.
As you look through the hall, the webbing starting 20 feet above you that swings down, hanging from surely these central rafters above, is really not very high overhead. It makes the whole space of the hall feel very, very short. because of how massively long and wide it is and just how low these spider webs hang. You can see up. It's not so thick that there's like a wall of them at 20 feet, but you definitely cannot see the ceiling, however high it is. And the webbing looks like it's really 20 feet is not long out of Dre reaching up with the spear and just kind of poking some of the cobwebs down. The
just some spaghetti.
two searchers, give me perception checks.
2 searchers.
All right, so now, the thing.
That's what we saved it for.
That's what we got it for. Okay, I went from a 2 to a 17. So it's
You're
a
flipping them.
32.
A 4 plus 18, 22.
22. You're
I'm
really
too much
trying not
going
to be
on.
sick right now. This is
Yeah.
making you
Oh, this
uncomfortable.
is terrible.
Gotta be normal. Man.
And as you look around and just you can't help but look up at the webs. It's hard to not. It's look how huge this space is. And imagine 20 feet sounds like a lot. That's not much higher than this ceiling.
That's like 3 me's.
Not very high above you.
Man.
With how big this hall is, it's really just like a ceiling that's always there. And as you sort of walk over towards the stairway, you are looking that direction, you can literally see blood just running down the wall, trickling down from the webs above, and you just trying to keep it together. You, MD, are looking around the whole of this hall, and again, it's insane how large it is. There could be like an actual battle with the dragons you found in the Enchanted Wood at the other end of the hall, and it's possible that you couldn't see it from here. There's just so much space and so many people. But what you do see, you hear just barely over the din of conversation and the sounds of the music and the chatter and the festivities, what sounds like a scream. Very faint, barely audible. You turn around just in time to see a figure far into the hall whisk up into the webs.
Easy, stay close to Trey, and I just grab Cammy and pull her closer to me. Like, stay very close.
That's what the scream sounds
His
like.
name was Wilhelm.
Goodbye, Wilhelm.
Marius, eyes up.
Yeah.
I'm exceedingly worried that this is like a very fancy dance battle, where like the people
pull
who
up a dance.
dance the worst are chosen.
Chosen. You ascend.
That would be awesome.
Are you good at dancing?
I'm pretty sure that I was a dancer before
Thought you were
in
a
my
cult
past
leader.
life.
Yeah, right. Stay close to Trey.
Okay. I'm a good dancer.
I know you are. You're the best.
The group of you make your way towards the southern end of the hall. As you get closer to that staircase, one of the few things large enough to be visible from a great distance, you can see that in the center of the southern wall of the ballroom, there is actually a stage. A stage that is set up against the wall, a couple dozen feet wide, a massive wooden platform with 2 sets of stairs leading up to it, and it's surrounded by figures that look notably different. Guards with large glaives and full silver and gold sets of full plate, standing at attention around this stage and on either side of a large throne set up in the center with a single figure raised up looking over the festivities down below. A man who looks to be maybe in his late 30s, as well dressed as anyone else, an elegant green suit and a wide white frilled neckpiece. His relatively straight brown hair, somewhat wavy, drawn back behind him as he doubles over in a coughing fit.
Because I heard Pietro Relin, right?
Pietro Brellin, yes. You in your research, you would know the name of the count.
But not
you
a
were looking
description.
for. Did not have much of a description, no, other than he was the host of some elaborate galas in Celify. A little maybe, but this is clearly the only person you've seen so far in a very prominent position of power.
It could be Pietro.
Well, let's go introduce ourselves.
Well, we gotta get dressed first. We can't come up. We can't go up there like this.
Is he still coughing? I guess it's just. Oh, okay.
It's just his idle animation.
He about that time, finally seems to recover and rights himself, and you can see thick green phlegm streaked across the white of this neck piece and down the front of his suit. Like a gallon of it.
I don't think we should go over there, actually.
Enough that it's in his art.
Yeah, I was gonna say, taking a look at it, I was like, is this what I see?
He pulls out a little kerchief and gently dabs at the corner of his mouth, completely missing the globules down his chin.
What part of somebody's innards is that colored?
Like bile,
Maybe.
It is a deep green.
Can you roll a medicine
Is
check
there
for that?
something? Can I roll a
You're recalling knowledge on your medicine
Yeah,
check.
good.
Like,
Here we go.
That's cogs.
It was really good though.
go for the middle.
Whee. It's still pretty good.
Your target's smaller.
It's a 13 on the die, so that's going to be 26.
Something that color probably shouldn't be coming out of people. The closest thing it looks to is like mucus, but it's much more vibrant and much thicker. And that's way too much to be inside one person who is alive.
I don't think that we should go over there.
Well, if that's our count. We gotta get his ring somehow. Also,
Let me tell you something. I don't want to.
As soon as he puts the handkerchief away, he immediately again doubles over in another hacking fit. The guards around him seem completely unfazed by this.
Does he appear to be wearing any rings?
He's wearing quite a few rings.
All right.
He is very finely adorned, outshining anyone here on the floor. This man is clearly one of unmatched import and one of possibly unmatched wealth.
I don't think we're gonna be able to get dressed out of the coat closet.
You'd be surprised.
Is anybody acknowledging him in the crowd?
Absolutely not. No.
Cool.
None of the crowd can get very near him because this dais he's up on is quite large, and the guards are around the outside of the bottom of this stage. He's set up at least 15 feet back from the front of it, and then down to the floor where there's another 10 or 15 feet before there's any other party members. There are a lot of people gathered around that sort of perimeter, very possibly seemingly vying for his attention, but none that are approaching or attempting to engage with him directly.
I don't.
Coat
I don't
closet
wanna-
or not, let's learn what we're doing here.
I don't want to set off any alarms here, but I don't think he looks very good.
Maybe we just talk to some people here.
Yeah, talk to people, figure out what's going on.
Okay.
Talk to like someone on the outer edge, the ones vying for his attention.
Is nobody else paying attention to this?
Just some random partygoers.
Yeah, Petra's
Can
looking
we
good. Petra's looking well today.
You walk up to a pair of what look
Agree
like
with that.
perfectly normal human figures. A woman in a wide, almost spherical, vibrantly garish pink ball gown that seems to go out and come all the way back into her feet, kind of making her look like a torso sticking out of a bright pink pony. And a dwarven man who is inconceivably short for a dwarf, barely clearing Cammy in height, with a beard obscuring almost the entirety of everything that he is wearing. So thick and heavy that it actually comes out around his sides as it puffs and curls down his body. The pair of them turn to you, the woman with a little fan, and she just kind of nods.
No.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Back to what she was doing.
Yeah, we're not. Let's go to the coat closet.
Coat closet.
Cam, we fought dragons that turned me into a statue and talked to rats about this big. That's honestly the most normal thing I've seen in the Dreamlands.
Okay. I mean, if I'm alone on, I
You
just
hear
don't think...
what sounds like a light rain behind you for a brief second before it stops.
Nope, don't look. This
Come on.
Honestly,
You know
I'm
how-
happy to
you
get
know how
out from
a
under
parent
this.
Pushes a child in front of them. I'm doing that with Cammy. Just hand on back, pushing you forward.
Did they turn on the
If we can get to somewhere with a normal ceiling, I'd be really happy.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll leave.
As you come over towards this huge staircase, there are a pair of these valets at the base of the stairs. Hand folded in front of them, bright white towel folded over it. One turns to face you, a very thick head of dark hair. He nods.
No. Coat room.
Would you wishing to leave this gate so soon?
Oh, no. I left my kerchief
Oh, of course.
in my coat.
Your ticket, sir.
Oh, my ticket? Come on, you remember me. I lost it somewhere. I don't know. Like a big plop came from the ceiling and it like really soaked it through. It ruined it.
Wasn't it the other valet took your ticket?
Oh, and then got eaten.
No,
He like kind of furrows his brow and looks a little taken
Sorry.
aback.
he has a bit of a vivid imagination.
I dare say.
We handed the ticket off to one of the valets a few minutes ago, and he has not returned.
Oh, very well. Well, your name and title, perhaps, that I may find it that way.
I'm looking away from these. I don't want to be in this group no more. I don't have a code. I'm not going to pretend I do.
Martin Stanka. Hello?
No. Why are you telling the truth?
Very well. One moment, Lord Stanker. I'll fetch it. He,
Can I come with you? Because
oh, no, there is no need. He turns and heads up the stairs, leaving you with the other valet who was just kind of standing there, looks over you briefly, and then just goes back to sort of surveying the crowd. Several other servants are in and out of this staircase as well, bringing out new trays of hors d'oeuvres or taking back empty ones. And as he ascends up the stairs, he leaves the group of you here.
That didn't work.
maybe it did. Maybe there's another Martin Stanka here.
Maybe, yeah.
Maybe.
It's a common name.
I mean, so far nobody seems to particularly care that we're dressed the way that we are.
My concern's more getting information.
Yeah.
Everybody roll me a flat check real quick.
A flat check.
Who's gonna get yoinked? Might be me. I got a 5.
Rolled a 17.
13.
As you're standing here at the base of the stairs, before you can react, you see a loop of thick gray web drop down from the ceiling, hit Trey,
No.
and stick before it loops around him, goes taut, and pulls up. Lovely place, a lovely dance, a lovely ball, a lovely time. An oddity.
No!
Outsiders in this place, just don't look at it. Just don't acknowledge it. With a whoa from Oroku-san, this little webby lasso will yank at Trey as you see him start to lift up above the floor.
Y'all jumping grappling.
There we will take our midstream break. We will take our midstream break, stand up, stretch our legs, grab some snacks, and when we return,
There's a bird in here.
I'm sorry, I stepped on a gerbil.
There's a seagull somewhere in the studio.
when we return, we'll deal with that problem.
On a spider.
Oroku-san with a brand new thing. Perhaps inevitability has come down to us. It'll be about 10 minutes, everyone. Feel free to grab some snacks, do whatever you gotta do. Get some drinks, drink water. Water's important. This is lunch.
Tea
Free
time.
cheers.
A free cheers.
A free cheers.
I drank all of mine.
But don't go too far.
Preview.
We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. We left off in a little bit of a precarious situation here. Before we dive too deeply into that, let's go around the table and reintroduce our adventurers. It's Reed, because I definitely did it at the start of the stream. We'll start over here. I feel like I start over there a lot.
I'm Marcus. I play Marius, the ghoul dwarf ranger, who's might come out of this with a case of arachnophobia.
I'm Colby. I play the full-blooded orc rogue who really wishes his friends would stop getting stringed along.
Howdy,
The
I'm
dancer.
Derp, and I play Trey, the frontline hobgoblin fighter, and we're all waltzing to the music as I'm getting yoinked.
He got his jacket yoinked off.
It's a little warm.
This is a little toasty in here today.
My name's Sully. I play Cammy, the itty bitty gnomish witch, who's currently wishing that she had worn her fancier overalls.
I'm Kevin. I play Easy, just a normal human bard who was scared to know what the wine was and will not ask what the hors d'oeuvres are made out of.
And as we come back into this strange ballroom, this massive gala taking place here as we are trying to figure out how to steal someone's coat from the coat room so that we can be a little fancier. Trey has been yanked upwards, aloft towards the massive net of spiderwebs obscuring the ceiling over this grandiose hall, the dark and unfathomable depths of up there.
In about 10 seconds, you just see full plate crashing through because I'm too heavy.
Can we see any of the spider or any of the creatures?
You don't
at all?
see anything up there. You can see that Strand is disappearing up into the darkness of the webbing.
Can I hunt prey on Trey?
Yes, you
Ooh.
can. We're gonna roll initiative here in a second, but first,
Oh no.
Yeah.
No.
What?
Oh.
What?
35 versus your fortitude DC, sir.
Grab.
Is that a regular success?
Yes.
As soon as this strand makes contact, Trey shoots up off the floor.
You were one off.
One off the critting?
Yeah.
Shooting up before any of you even have a chance to grab onto him. He has pulled up some of the smaller, lower layers of web, pulling and drifting and crumpling as he is pulled 25 feet off the ground. Why don't you all roll me some initiative? Just to see how we handle this.
Okay.
I got a 3 on the die for an 18 total.
Sick. He's just dumbfounded right now. He's just
I made sure Cammy was safe and Easy was safe. I wasn't expecting him to be smart
you
enough
do
to
have
take-
Marius scouting. So is that 19 or is that
That's
include-
19.
19. All right.
Thank you, Marius.
Speaking of Marius,
34.
He's afraid.
scouting.
Marius has fear in his heart. Trey
35.
Oh my
Trey
god.
has fear in his heart.
What'd you roll?
19.
Oh, nice.
Came.
Completely paralyzed and not trying to draw because nobody else in the room is reacting. That's a
Absolutely
dirty 20.
nobody reacts to this now.
Oh.
If 34, 35, 19, 20. This is a 14-point gap. Easy. Are
I'm
you in
not
here?
gonna narrow it. I got a 6 plus 14 plus 1, so 21.
21.
Yeah.
Now it's a
Welcome back.
13-point gap.
Hey!
Let's see, just for reference, where this
We're a
thing
cool
lands.
club of kids at
Yeah.
the bottom of the initiative.
If
28.
we combine, if
Wow.
we combine the initiative of any two of them, they barely
Squarely
beat
in
any
the
one of
middle.
us.
Trey, as you feel this pull at you, it is a phenomenally sticky web. It's difficult to pull yourself away from, and it's exuding some kind of substance that is so thick, viscous, and just violently sticky that it's difficult to move at all. You are enfeebled one, as well as grab.
And do I see what is grabbing me?
No, you don't. This thing is still just descending up into the darkness, into the thick parts of the webs. It's kind of got layers. 20 feet above you are cobwebs. Cobwebs much like you would see here, forgotten in the corner of a garage or on the outside of the eaves of a house. Layer up above that maybe is the stuff you'd find in like a shed that you haven't been in a couple of years, a little bit thicker. Above that starts to get individual strands of web, pieces of these loops, big around as a finger, some as big around as your arm. Beyond that is just darkness and white. And this strand attached to you goes straight up into that. Currently, you see the ground shoot away from you. You can't see what's at the other end of the strand. You still have no clue how tall this room actually is.
It sounds an awful lot. Can I attack the string?
Sure.
Because I was going to try and break free, but I have a raising spear.
You
Why
can
not
absolutely
use the
attach-
raising tag?
You can absolutely attack the string.
I'm going to choke up on the spear and just try and like gouge across the front of my plate where it's looped around me and just try and cut it.
Okay.
31.
31 will hit. I
So
do
now-
actually have stats for this exact thing. This is a very logical conclusion to come to.
I have to look at the raising tag. I don't remember if it's +1 or +2 per damage dice.
So it is a
2.
It is a part of the creature what you are attacking. So you are more hitting it than
Oh,
raising.
okay, then
don't worry
raising
about
does
the
not
raising
apply.
right now.
Oh, if that's the case, dual-handed assault.
Okay.
I did
yeah,
not
you got
realize
your
I'm attacking a
two hands
creature,
and
not
you're
an
just
object.
Trying to, yeah, I mean, you think you're attacking an object, but for mechanical purposes,
Yeah.
don't worry about this being an object. This isn't an object.
But it's 2 very different lines of damage, depending on if it's a creature versus an object. That will be 18 damage.
What kind of damage?
Piercing. Magical.
So you get the tip of the spear here up into this, and you start trying to wrench and raise away at this. But this strand that's looped around you is a thick band of web. And the tip of your spear kind of punches through it like you were trying to cut through a rope with a pencil. Piercing damage is going to be almost impossible to do. Drawing your weapon in dual-handed assault leaves you with 1 action left.
Swap.
To
Hatchet.
Fair enough. Grab the hatchet out. Marius, as you, in panic, look up at the ceiling here, at Trey disappearing. Everyone's attention is on Trey, obviously. You see a second strand dropping down. 29? I have no, it's 29 versus Cammy's Fortitude DC. Since Sully doesn't
It's a
seem to
grab.
be having enough fun, let me help. Here's the woe from Asane.
Yeah, that will.
You see the second strand shoot down. It doesn't even loop around Cammy. It just kind of hits her and sticks across her back and shoulder and starts to pull. She hasn't left the ground yet, but you are also enfeebled 1.
Okay. I haven't left the ground yet.
Not yet.
Okay.
Can I quickly grab onto Cammy? I want to try not to touch the web, but grab onto Cammy.
Yeah, an action, just grab a hold of Cammy. You have Cammy.
Gary's just looking at
The baby.
And I'll just pull out my sword and try to cut the web.
Give me an attack roll. Curse of Strand.
That's really good.
That's actually really good.
In my moment of panic, I just like swipe past it real quick, but I'm gonna use my hero point from Asane and
This is a hero point from Asane to counter the woe from Asane.
Yeah.
Funny how that works.
because that natural 1 was bad. Okay, it's a little bit better with a 13 for 29.
29 will hit. Your sword,
flat.
it's a rope. It's not hard to hit, but it's surprisingly flexible. And even as you hit it, you feel your blade start to kind of slide across it as it bows and contorts, even as it tenses to pull Cammy up.
All right, that will be a 13, and it's agile, so it should be finesse, right? Or I can
Those
make.
are
Or
not necessarily the same thing, but
I'm unable to talk. I have agile and finesse, so I
Okay.
can make it slashing. Correct.
finesse doesn't matter of being slashing. That's finesse means you can use your dex instead of your strength.
What's the weapon?
What is the weapon?
It's the short sword.
Short sword can
Versatile
just do
piercing.
slashing or piercing
Okay.
regardless. That's
yeah.
part of the
I
weapon.
just don't want to do piercing.
So yeah, you hit across this, and with 13 points of damage.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was looking at the wrong thing. It would have just been 9.
With 9 points of damage. As your sword hits, like I said, this stretches and flexes, and your blade rips across it, but doesn't cut clean through. As it still tenses, and you can see a bit of a shear as it starts to pick Cammy up. You have 1 action left. You're holding on to Cammy with one hand, you have your sword in the other.
I'll go for one more slash.
Too scared to scream. Cammy just looks like wide-eyed. Like
Okay, that's a 15 plus 16 for 31, but
31
that's
will hit.
minus
Oh.
4?
You
what's that?
still have your. Oh, it's not.
I'm not hunting
you're
prey, so it's my
so
regular.
27 will still hit.
Okay.
As you fight at this, the other servant at the bottom of the stairs is still just standing there,
8.
doing what appears to be everything in his power to not look at what's happening in front of him. Literally looking past you and then past you to the other side, completely ignoring whatever this is. Then 8, again, you hit it, but it seems like this is incredibly difficult to cut through. It's a single strand. It's something you're going to have to, it's going to have to be one decisive blow. Hitting it several times is just going to leave more and more knocks in it, which might eventually get you there, but you need one good big swing, and 8 points of damage definitely isn't going to do it. Yoink. .36 athletics
36
versus your fortitude DCs.
That will pin me.
It's not going to pin you.
Oh, well, then that's
it's
a
just a
crit
pull.
success.
Yeah, that will crit me as well.
Trey, with a second heave, is heavy enough. It looks like he didn't shoot up into the void in a single pull. He got yanked up 25 feet, stalled for a second, and then pulled up again. Whereas Cammy, from the ground, gone. Gone into the void above. Just leaving the three of you down here on the ground. Trey, you are pulled up into pitch black darkness where you can hear chitinous clattering and chittering.
I have dark vision.
And just, it is dark, but it's also so thick with web that you're getting dragged through that your vision is literally largely obscured by the webbing itself. But what you can see is a figure that looks eerily almost humanoid. A pink, fleshy sort of figure. Its forearms long, scything, almost mantid-like claws. Seemingly missing a lower jaw entirely, and its face set with way, way too many eyes spread across its face. This thing reels you up in and leans down to march. Whoa, that didn't go in the tray at all. Now you are very big and very armored. Natural 1, not the kind of thing you really expected to pull up from down
Pulled
below.
up, just clang.
It looks like this horrible little figure. And
You said it looks sort of human-like.
That is
Humanoid?
Sort of human-like. That's a humanoid.
that's far more humanoid than perhaps what you would have expected to find
That's
up
not
here.
a dog.
It's not words I would apply to it, to be frank.
Standing on two legs. Has
Standing
Well,
on
maybe
two
we
legs,
have
it's
a
got
different
arms,
vision
it's got
here.
little hands.
I mean,
Purplish,
it has,
pinkish flesh.
He's
got its
humanoid.
acrylic stun for
You
sure.
feel these-
Nice
And in
nails.
game, I'm also kind of
You
humanoid.
feel and hear these mandibles clatter and scrape against your full plate, almost confused, not understanding why it's not getting food right now. This is the part where it's supposed to eat.
See, and it's that you said mandibles, right? That doesn't scream, frankly, very.
It starts with man. How could it not?
Oh,
Look-
don't start. Get him next.
35 to hit Cammy.
Yeah. That's just AC. This isn't a fort. This
It's
isn't
just an attack roll.
Yeah. So that'll crit.
As you are
Unsurprisingly.
yanked up in the darkness as well, and you can see a similar thing. You can't see Trey, you can't see anything else. There are two different ones of these that have pulled you up. They're not huge. They are a fair bit bigger than MD or Trey. They're probably 8-ish feet tall. Strangely lithe as they're perched up in this netted webbing, and you can barely make out this thing's face and maw as it bites down on you, Cammy. You don't have armor, and its mandibles rip
a cloak.
right into your side.
Cloak.
Your cloak.
Cloak.
You do have a cloak.
I have a cloak.
It's gonna bite you in the cloak.
Yeah. Okay.
You take 56 points of piercing damage
Okay.
as it bites a massive chunk out of you. I think at this point it would be appropriate to ask everybody for a stress check.
How far away is Cammy from me?
You can't see her.
I know her general direction
Up.
Oh wait. Hey.
and her status. her
Also,
current
how much
status.
of that did you take?
That's why I need to know if she's within 30 feet.
She is not within 30
Okay.
feet.
Did you take any?
No, 0.
Okay.
She is. Do you know her distance?
Uh,
Or just her direction? Because I'll give you the directions that way.
it's up, yeah.
She's up.
Great.
She's up there. Cool.
9.
19.
16.
8.
Yes, you were.
Reasonable to you.
I was.
4.
Reasonable.
Understandable. The two of you that are up there and the very paranoid Bard are struggling a little bit. Easy, my friend.
So they're like farther than 30 feet away.
They are further than 30 feet away, and you can't see them. They have disappeared into the dark overhead of them. They just, like they were pulled into the clouds.
Every day makes me wish I took flight.
You want to go up there?
Well, I just want options.
That's fair. But they are gone. You can maybe
Hey.
hear distant screaming.
Easy, you have your fire flask still?
Just throw it up.
Anything would be better, dude. Please.
Okay. I'll give you one. I only have. I'll give you a I don't
Listen,
want, the medium one is mine.
If we don't, even if
Are
we
you so serious right now?
I'm kind of serious right now. I'll give you a regular. I'll give you a moderate. But
it's fine.
but the other ones are mine.
It doesn't get consumed if we're in. If we brought it in from the real world, it doesn't get consumed in the dream world.
And the ones from my special power.
This is from
You
the
hear
dream
the
world.
muffled
no, he-
screams.
He has some from the real world.
I have some from the real world. I'll give you those.
Yes, use those
They're
first.
not like, he's going through his photos like,
Fire blast.
well, I don't
I
know,
like
man.
these are-
He's screaming up top. Like,
Okay,
I want to
okay,
throw this one,
There,
though.
I cannot jump 50 feet.
All right. I will.
Someone didn't prep the
First of
fly.
all, I will be like, I don't want to.
I flipped Airwalk. I was gonna send you up there to take care of it. I don't want to be up here at all.
Okay, step one is I will play a little song. I will be.
Let's play a song to commemorate the lives of my friends we've lost this day.
Got it. I'm gonna miss them.
What do you think? Ian?
I'm gonna kill you.
What do you
I
think?
can't.
What do you think?
I can't do this.
That's why he's over here now. He knows which way the wind is
Yeah.
blowing.
Yeah, I don't want to meet a dream spider, but they can take our Cammy or our fighter. So, what's up with this dance? It's like everyone's in a trance, and I don't know, maybe it's the wine, but I've always preferred cider, and that's courage.
Now you're noticing that a couple of the groups that are kind of near you, because you're still sort of close to the stage that are gathered around, aren't acknowledging you, but are sort of shuffling. Give you a little space, kind of moving like they don't want to be associated with this. Clearly, like
They're
some distance.
bystanders.
They're hardcore bystanding right now.
Okay, well that's courage. That's a +1 to things, to attacks and damage, and fear saves. But okay, I'm gonna give you one action, give you a moderate, and then the other action I'm gonna throw one. Just straight up.
Technically, it takes an action to pull it out, but I'll let you do it.
You have one.
I'd like to imagine you walk around to Gilly with bombs in your hands. It seems like the thing that he's doing.
the moment
you saw spiders.
Yeah, the moment guts fell out the ceiling, I have like one in my pocket already. Yeah. I'm gonna put on the
Like the little butlers. Just
yeah.
Yes.
You had the
With
tray
the bombs.
full of
Grenades.
Wine. Bomb.
Grenade.
Wine.
Bomb.
Throw it. Okay.
So you're just throwing it up.
Okay. Where it comes down is up to fate.
What's the attack roll?
So it was a 13 plus. What do I add to throwing things?
Dexterity.
Dexterity and your base attack bonus.
Strength.
So it would be the same as if you have a bow on your sheet, you have a dagger. It'd be the same as any of those.
I do not have a single weapon on my sheet.
All right, so what's your
What
dex
is
mod?
your
My dex mod is 4.
Your level is 8, so that's immediately 12. You're probably probably trained, so 16. Let's say plus. Let's see, 4, 8. Let's say 14. Sounds right. I think it'd be about plus 14ish,
sounds
probably.
about right.
Plus 14.
Plus 14. So 13 plus 14 is 27.
All right, you throw this up, up.
Yeah.
Pitch it up in the webbing. I'm going to roll a d6. I didn't actually decide what the number. Okay, let me make sure I know what the number
Oh
is.
wait, sorry, 28 if I count encourage.
That's true. You can carry yourself.
I wonder what targets are up for grabs on that die.
I mean, I'm fine if it hits me.
The
That's
web.
interesting.
If it,
I'm-
if it hits you, it'll be like old times.
Trey,
Exactly.
Yay!
you
That's
Like-
not who you're
No,
trying
like
to hit.
old times.
Wait, it frees me of the webs. I'm fine
You
with
are
that.
grabbed. You're up here. You hear the tiny sound of shattering glass, and then see a very bright flash of fire, followed by a screeching hiss. And this thing throws its hands up, and you feel yourself start to fall.
Yay.
Oh, that is good.
Fortunately, the webbing is.
Rapid mantle. As a reaction,
What are you rapidly mantling?
whatever he's holding on to, I want to stay up there and kill it.
It's the webs in
I would
general.
give any opportunity.
I'm up there
You-
with you. I can't leave till
that's
you're down.
awesome, but, like,
You okay? Make me. It's more of a reflex save kind of thing for
Rapid
grab an
mantle
edge.
changes it to an athletics.
Athletics it is then, because you need to grab an edge first.
Yep. Rapid mantle specifically takes the grab an edge or arrest a fall and changes it so that you can use athletics instead of acrobatics.
It's happening.
I get to use the
Athletics.
thing.
We're rapid mantling, boys. It's happening.
23 to grab a ledge. I don't know what the DC is, but I assume it's like
I'm looking at level table real quick. Yeah, 23. Yeah, it's you're kind of surrounded by
it's hard to
it.
not
You're just,
grab a ledge.
It's less grab something and more just like become wider. So like you, and let's go. You sort of shoot your hands out into webs, kind of grip into something and sort of stick and bounce there a little bit. You are up in the web still, but you are no longer grabbing. This thing looks like it's not happy about the fact that it just got hit by a little fireball.
Does it
I'm
Yay.
not going down until you do.
On the
Yes,
ground,
I want to go down.
you see this thing.
That's good.
You see it go. You see a little
I see it. I don't see like a light.
tiny little flash of fire.
Nothing catches fire.
The string that was coming down to grab you hit the flash, just yoink, right into his face.
Cammy.
Wait. So he's right up in my grill, right?
He has pulled you up into his grill. But
Okay,
yes.
cool.
His mandible.
Would you say we're touching?
Yeah.
That's gonna make this easier.
Okay.
I'm gonna cast Vampiric Touch.
You are
You suck my blood, I suck it right back.
you are grabbed, so I need the flat check
Yeah.
to be able to do the motion while you're in this thick
The
net of
motion
webs.
is I'm touching you.
Well, you got there's a spell in there
The
too.
motion is I'm touching you.
You got Leviosa.
I can bite him and I'll do it manually.
She's a biter.
Oh gosh, wait,
She
I don't
is
even have grab
exactly
out
like
yet
a
here.
toddler.
I should go ahead and.
She just bites.
You
Stranger
bite-
danger.
What's
Arr.
the check I
You
need?
bite
There
her,
it
she
is.
bites back.
There it is. Okay, 5. Nope, that's not gonna happen.
That's a
not
2.
gonna happen. Matter of fact, hold on. No, I'm not actually. Assains was good, so I'm not gonna use it. But I would on principle, but I'm not. This is from Tim C. I really need this to go through. There we go. 9 for the flat check.
That's what you need. And it is a fortitude save.
He's getting his blood sucked. It
It
should be
is
for
a fortitude save. But I just need some of the juice, man. I gotta borrow that real quick.
41.
41 will.
You know you want to re-roll that.
Oh, I'm supposed to use it on easy though.
Oh no.
You manifest this magic and reach out and touch him, and just feel nothing.
Okay.
It
They
just
don't have blood.
you don't know if there's too much web, if it doesn't have any blood to vampiric. What you do see is a flash of fire, like 4 feet to your left, and hear a screeching hiss, followed by an unmistakable tray grunt, like right next to you.
Oh, would I have
Okay.
taken splash damage?
You would have taken what 1? You threw a lesser up there.
Well, no, I threw a moderate.
2.
So 2.
It's persistent.
The
Yeah, but I
splash
just
is
take
there.
splash.
Wait, did I do damage to the person?
You hit it, but it's. I mean, if you want to do the technical amount of damage, I don't think it's going to end up being relevant. But if you want to do the amount of damage to it, I mean, feel free to roll me an amount of damage.
Well,
it is
it
burning.
is now taking persistent
It's not
burn.
happy about it. One action left, Kenny.
Lay on hands. Let's not
Flat check.
mince our words here. We gotta get that going. No. A sane 221. I would say thank you, but I actually don't think I'm going to.
5.
5, and it's on fire.
There you go.
Flat check's done.
All right, you lay on hands. You
You had
don't
to
get
pay
any
the check
vampiric
tax.
touch, but you get a little bit of. What is that these days? 24? 24 health back to you. That's almost half of what you
And
took.
some AC.
And some AC. That's good. Empty.
41.
Thank you.
You have a bomb.
Ooh.
I don't like
Use
this at
it.
all. This is
It works. Throw it.
First,
I don't know what game you're playing today.
he's just a different man comes out of EC when he has a firebomb in his hands. Like,
Are you sure you didn't give him pyromania?
we're so close to the count, right? We're relatively close to that stage.
you're relatively close to the stage.
Is
Yes.
he reacting at all to any of this? Like, is he
He's
watching?
looking at you. He's looked over, a little puzzled, the three of you, pitching crap into his ceiling. And one of the guards next to him is kind of just like looking back and forth between him and you. But all the rest of the party goers give you a wide berth and try. They're very hardest to look away. So is the servants.
Hey, Count, can you make that stop?
Whoa.
Silence around
Oh.
you as the party goers.
I'm back.
And as I'm saying it, the glove is going to shift into a bastard sword. Just and it's raised to him.
As you do that, several of the guards in front of the stage kind of reach back towards their pole arms very hesitantly, like they're not sure what they're supposed to do. They look confused. Do you do anything else?
Does he respond?
Not immediately. You are still near the stage, but a big distance from him. It's possible he still can't really hear you from here. You could move closer. You could move up to the edge of the stage to where the guards are, and then he could definitely hear you. But you still have a lot of people between you and him.
How far away is he from me?
You're a good like
50
40 feet from the corner of the stage, and then he's like 20 feet further than that. And there's a lot of people between you and him.
If I had two 40-foot move actions, could I get to him?
Are you getting up on the stage or to the edge of the stage?
Up on the stage.
Yeah.
He's gonna get the signet ring.
You get the bastard
Chop his
sword.
hand off.
If I
You move towards the stage. You would
speed
get
run.
to the base of the stairs before the two guards there at that staircase immediately will physically stand in front of you and stop you. But the count can definitely hear you now.
can you make that stop?
He just doubles over, hacking. Two guards, either of which still have not drawn their weapons. Perhaps it would be best that you leave, sire.
I would like to leave with the ones who were grabbed and dragged up into your ceiling.
And it's still just out there. This is the hacking, and you can see gobs of this thick green goo splattering out across his own shoes and the stage in front of him, where there's clearly a lot more of it that's dried there from before. Trey, you hear magic, see glowing. Next to you, a little lay on hands-ing happening.
So
It
part
sounds
of,
like a rabid badger.
part of Rapid Mantle is you can pull yourself up when you do it.
I don't know. There's so much an up. It's just kind of
the purpose of I
webs.
want to move towards that.
Okay. It's like you're in reach of her.
Yeah.
It's
So-
just the webs are so thick, you just see a little glow of the light from the magic and hear the sounds.
Oh, I'm not hard to find.
No, you're not. It sounds like a rabid badger.
Yeah.
It's like-
So I'm gonna move over to that, and then dual-handed assault. I'm gonna, with the hatchet, grab that string that's holding her up here, and just chop into it.
Fair enough. You see a hatchet
you
blade come out from the left wing and just whap.
Does a 26 break or hit the rope?
7?
27. Yeah.
27 hits the rope.
Yeah.
He's back, baby.
The plus ones matter.
They matter so often. It's crazy.
Okay. Does a 22 snap the rope?
Cammy, make me a reflex save.
Never mind, I don't care. Oh gosh, here we go. Whee! Oh no. It's really bad.
Whee is the noise you make as you continue falling.
16.
Wow, that's really bad. He reaches over with the hatchet. You see his blade hit through, and this rope snaps. You hear this screeching. You see a little bit of fire, and then suddenly you are falling, and down on the ground, You two, I imagine, are... Now, Tor, what are you looking at? You're looking at MD accosting the count here? You're looking up in the void where your friends just disappeared?
There's so much.
Cammy hits the ground next to you and takes 20 points of falling damage.
Yay! Just as much as I healed back last turn.
Whap! Onto the tile floor. Probably bounces a couple of feet and just like...
Made out of rubber?
Told you I wasn't going to leave you up there.
You have
That's
what?
two.
So you have an action left?
Bye.
And you look up and see armor tumbling down through the webs. You're
Halfway
dropping
down.
intentionally.
Can I arrest my fall?
Yeah,
in
I
the
would say you're
webs?
dropping intentionally, so there's no way to do it harmlessly, but you are going to only take 10 points of damage to the 20.
Yeah.
Because you're kind of coming down on your own. And Trey also just
for
kind
me.
of lands in a heap of armor on the ground. Cammy looks like an entire chunk has been taken out of her. Blood running down her side, staining her overalls. Trey looks
Pretty
fine. He looks sticky.
Sin.
Cammy's basically the size of one chunk already.
Well, now
my
she's
hors
like,
d'oeuvre.
All hors d'oeuvres.
A little snack.
and MD up at the stage with the guards in front of you. As the Viscount starts to recover and pulls himself up, and there's just a fat green mat across his mouth and his chin, like a rabid animal. And he brings up the handkerchief and just.
Yep. Going up.
And the two guards, very confused, sort of step aside and let you up on the stage. And you make your way over to the Viscount. Now, you have the attention of some of the peanut gallery here. They're looking in mixtures of what appears to be shock, confusion, jealousy throughout the crowd there. What are the rest of you doing as you help Trey and Cammy up out of the pools of Cammy's blood? I'll just say their own
Conspicuous
blood.
would it be to start the lay on hands cycle right
What
now?
does your heart tell you?
My heart tells you that it's hard to beat right now.
I'm raising my shield and just holding it over Cammy.
I was gonna try to grab the drink, which presumably I put down on a table or something nearby.
Just a little snack.
I'm holding it first. I wanted to like kind of straighten myself up, kind of get back into like a pretending to look fancy, and then with an intimidating glare on the servant, be like, "What's up there? What's going on here?" And try to,
Ooh.
try to look like we're both just having a nice conversation, but intimidate him into telling us what's
What about
going
you,
on.
Easy?
I'm gonna go with MD and just pretend to be his like court jester or something. He's gonna be like,
The confused guards would also let you up there. So MD and Easy are up on the stage with the count. Roll me an intimidation check, Marcus. As Trey and Cammy are desperately trying to put her blood
Can
back
I
in her
lay
body.
on hands
Absolutely.
and focus again? Like,
Yeah,
can I
you
just
can-
start the...
No one's stopping you. They're
here
desperately
I go.
trying not to notice it's happening. So, like,
That's a 13 for a 22.
22. You look at the servant, and he looks a
Oh.
little bit.
Do we still have?
That doesn't help you with that
Okay.
anyway. He sort of looks a little taken aback. I'm certain I don't know what you mean, my lord.
It should. I'll make sure you're the next one to go up there if you don't tell us.
Oh my gosh.
I do apologize. I don't know what you mean.
So
Can I
yeah.
hear this?
Yeah, you would too. Are right there.
I will intimidate you.
Give me an intimidate check.
I have all of these intimidation things, and I never roll well on those checks.
Sorry, that's why you have a big hobgoblin.
28.
Yeah, he's
Start
a-
talking, or you're going up there. You see how I look after I came down? I'll
I
make
know.
sure you're next.
I don't know what to tell you. What do you mean? It's what it appears. The air caps, sir. The air caps.
Yes, okay.
They're
Why here?
well, the royal family is somewhat fond of them. They're pets, I suppose.
Fantastic. We're here for a ring, and then we'll be on our way.
Yes, very well. It's not often jewelry is left in our coat check, my lord. I can look for you if you would like.
A signet ring.
Oh, but that's from one
The
of
Count.
Oh, Viscount Bellin. I wouldn't. Your friends may already be seeking such, and he points to MD, and he just kind of struggling his way up onto the
So
stage.
there's no room I can go check that might be his? Would there be a ring? Or is he wearing all of them?
This is the ballroom, my lord. His personal quarters aren't on site. They're in another castle.
Perfect. Shut up.
They're in another castle.
And I'll just turn away and stop acknowledging him.
So MD and Easy get up to the Count, who is just starting to recover a little bit. I don't recognize the pair of you. You are new to the fair city of Celify.
Well, I recognize you. You're a count, but I consider you a king. Your tales and good deeds, I'd sing. I really like this ball. My friends had a big fall. Might I ask you for your signet ring? And that's suggestion. I'm casting suggestion.
Oh, he loves it.
He's going to make a will save.
There's no will behind that man's eyes. Only mucus.
Yes. Gonna be a
Say something in the 50s.
38.
Okay.
I rolled super low.
You didn't have. You could save us the shame there.
Leave it.
No, wait. But
I
wait.
also, because there's 3 actions. Like, one of those actions was Bon Mo. So that was
Bon Mo.
No. So Bon. That
It's
was
not in combat. You can just do things. There's not action restrictions.
okay. So he passed it. Bon Mo.
Bon Mo, you make a diplomacy check.
Okay, yeah. So I'm doing that first to
Diplomacy
see if I
check
can lower it.
versus
and then
his will
that
DC.
might change that.
Oh my god, he's trying so hard.
I just want that ring. Okay. It's a diplomacy. I use performance because it's versatile. 18 plus that plus. So it's a 29.
Critical failure.
He rolled low and got a 38.
Okay, that's fine. That only means I got bad will DC for later. Okay,
Right,
but
then.
so it's
How
10.
bad do we need to get our memories back?
Not that
Saying,
bad.
like,
Okay.
Right.
Well,
like
you said
do even
38.
38.
So that's 10. That's more than 10 over. So mine's the 26.
Critically succeeds. So he,
This is-
he
so
knows you cast
The target is
suggestion.
unaffected and knows I tried to control it.
turns out you can make your own woe.
Yeah.
Alright then. Sir.
He just kind of claps. Oh, this is a very, very fine song, and the magic tingles my brain.
Yes.
I told you there's no will behind those words.
Don't worry, he's stupid.
Whoops. What did I do, magic? Was that me?
He starts hacking another.
Sometimes
Yeah,
I just
how
How
find
many
magic
lungs
crap
do you
over
I
have?
thought that was you for a second.
There's another
I was
wave
like,
of
oh,
crap.
you just gotta-
Like,
you
I'm
just
not gonna do
gotta
it directly in the
cough.
mic. I'm not insane. But like,
Getting deep into roleplay by coming into
Right.
this with
Are you
COVID.
still have your sword out?
Oh, my sword's still fully out.
you're just standing there waiting to stop
down-
coughing.
I'm by my side now, but it's still just out.
What are you three doing now? You've left the
I'm
servant.
guzzling lay on hands. I'm making eye contact with Greenie underneath the shield. Like, did you see what happened back there? Don't say anything. Shut up. They're watching.
I'm gonna pick up Cammy and start heading towards the stage.
No! No!
Do you want the other caps to get you?
I'm gonna keep a little bit of a distance. I'll move toward the stage, but I'm still gonna just kind of be in the crowd.
I'm gonna use you to get the
Yeah.
signet ring.
Single dream. I'm forced against my will. Situations that I know are wrong.
I'm gonna use you to get the signet ring. Just be calm.
Oh, he's got like magic pneumonia or something, dude. It's bad.
Dream pneumonia.
You come toward the stage, the guards stop you, and then when the count recovers from his coughing, he looks down, just motions you to join as well, and the guards let you up on the dais. So the 4 of you are all there. Marius is just kind of up.
You need to be careful not to get it because you'll get pneumonia.
I hate this.
What was his
good.
full name again?
Viscount Pietro Brelin.
Pietro Brelin.
Pietro Brelin. Viscount Brelin. He recovers. Yes. Well, as you are new to the scene here in Celify, and you are so very entertaining, I do enjoy your antics, good sir. Perhaps, if you could perform a diplomatic favor for me, I could use someone on the outside of the usual circles.
Okay.
You see, here at, sundown, and he motions towards the red light streaking into the window, sunset clearly nigh when you had first arrived. There is an event that I had organized, one of very high renown known as the Sunset Waltz, which I am promised to dance with, I believe I have sworn my hand to 3 different maidens.
I've been there.
You see the problem that I have come across. But the problem that I have is that I was unaware that my beloved would be attending this eve. And it would be such faux pas for me to rescind my own invitations, but for envoys, those with no current connections, to do it in my stead, perhaps much easier. If you could get the acceptance of these 3 fair maidens and their polite acceptance of my declining of the offer I had previously given to them, so that I may dance with my one true love as the sun sinks beneath the snow-capped mountains of Celify, I would be infinitely grateful. And though I have no signet ring on me right now, he raises his hands with 25 rings on them. I could have one of my valets fetch one for you.
That would be quite perfect. We would need means to prove that we are speaking on your behalf.
Do you see? That's quite the opposite of what I'm looking for, actually.
I see.
I'm looking for, hopefully, an assistance of a more creative venue. Whatever needs fit for you to receive their polite acceptance of the ever-changing circumstances of the noble lines of Celify.
All right.
Cammy will kind of tip up the shield and walk out clutching her side.
Just blood streaking down still.
So, you want us to break up with your girlfriends?
No. Nothing quite so formal. Just simply other members of the class who would sought my hand for this event. It is one of quite noble prestige, one that would be spoken of throughout the city for days, if not weeks, at least until the next proper gala. Something that any lady of renown within the city would be glad to accept. There's nothing further than that, simply the minglings of noble folk and, formalities where formalities are needed.
What are the names of these 3?
And what do they look like?
Lady Dranda Splinterbone.
Linderbone?
Or Dranda Splinterbone, yes.
Splinterbone.
A countess from... I can't quite remember exactly what house she hails from. I know I thought it was important at the time. But I digress. There was a trader named Ardvin Telgriet. Ardvin, actually, I believe I had originally offered my hand for the dance to his wife, but he appeared in her stead. And
What was the last name for Arkin?
Telgriet. He is a merchant, I know that much, an influential trader throughout the city of Celify and realms beyond. And finally, a truly beautiful, but unfortunately very common woman of simple blood named Maudette, I believe her name was.
Just Maudette.
Just Maudette.
Okay, like Cher or something.
I'm sorry?
So she's just a beautiful but simple?
Peasant girl. You should be able to recognize her by her simple clothing and demeanor, or her striking beauty.
Oh, gosh.
A moment. And he starts hacking kind of forward.
No.
Sprays
Back. I'm
of this
No.
cramp
Is it a cone?
launching out, splattering across the front of the stage shooting so far as to coat almost all the 15 feet to the edge of the stage where his throne is set. There is force behind this as it blasts out.
Hey,
Apologies, I have a touch of the hay fever. But
you don't seem well.
I'm not positive exactly where any of these three had gotten to, but I encourage you to ask around. They are all figures of some renown, or at least obvious stature in the case of Mudhead.
Very well. We'll return with good news shortly.
And I thank you for your timely appearance and for your diplomatic aid and for your entertainment, good sir.
The magic, it tingles my brain.
The two guards still just standing on either side of the throne are looking opposite directions from whatever everything that's happening in this conversation off the opposite sides of the
Not
stage.
happening.
Like, I do not see it. It is not in my field of view. I do not know what is happening.
That's how you
here.
know you have a good guard. If they just pretend nothing's happening.
Letting whatever happens happen. Very well then. As you see, time is very much of the essence. Sunset looms, and please, I would give my life for a beautiful eve to dance such a meaningful, such a beautiful event as this sunset waltz with my true beloved, and my heart sings that she is able to attend this eve. I had not dared to dream, dared to hope that she would be able to visit my fine city, my district, and attend the very own gala that you yourselves bequeath through the night. So please, hurry.
And go ahead and send an attendant to go get that ring.
Yes, of course. So one of the valets will be able to fetch one forthwith once I have received their acceptance of my declarations.
Hey, which one is your favorite lady?
What's your beloved's?
Just you wait. Glow like pale moonlight
Right, we're
flowing from
going.
her beautiful skin as she appears. She will
sure.
stand with no equal upon the floor.
Is any of that her name?
And his empty is shepherding
Is
you.
it? Is it?
As you-
I'm pretty sure it's a spider.
pretty sure it's
Oh, they're freaky.
as you guys, as an MD kind of shepherds you out towards the end of the stage, and the guards shuffle out of the way to let
just-
you down back on the floor. The water of the crowd parts
I make
before
eye
you.
contact with the guard and say, I'm sorry. And just keep,
Give him
You
a little
have
tip.
give him a tip, give him a gold coin.
a task before you. Find Lady Erdrenda Splinterbone. Ardvin Telgriet, apparently the husband of the woman to which Count Brelin offered his hand in dance, and Maudette, some peasant.
It was Artgen or Arvin?
Ardvin. Ardvin Telgriet.
I hate this.
I love
I
You know, this isn't
neutral
better than
about this.
Toogs? What do you mean?
I hate this so
this.
much.
Is
What was the
great.
peasant?
Oh, do they have any
Maudette.
crab rank corn?
Probably. They have
you-
something similar.
Are you okay?
I hate this.
Sorry. How are you feeling?
Not good.
That's great.
So, as the red sun is already streaming through the windows, if this needs to be completed before the sun sets, it certainly feels like you do not have much time. The lay on hand cycle, unfortunately, is a matter of pretty large stretch of you get one every 10 minutes.
Yeah.
It can be done in 10
It can
minutes.
be done.
We'll just keep walking.
Yeah, it can be done as you're walking around, but this does seem like it's a little bit of a hurry. As you need to get this before
How
sun.
much
gonna
would I have
pass
gotten out
you-
of so far?
You would have had 10 minutes, so you
So,
get one more.
One and a focus point? Is that with the focus point?
You get you get a focus point in 10 minutes. If you want to immediately spend that on another lay of hands, you can.
So you'd have
I,
two lay
I
on
see what
hands.
I
I'd have two.
pass
So
her.
48 on top of your 20. 28,
There we go.
48. There you go.
Okay.
You're basically back to full.
I'm basically
We're
back to
good.
Pass her to lesser elixirs of life.
We rarely have to do the lay on hands bookkeeping.
Yeah, you have a very
It's usually like, may I? Yes, you may.
rest amount of time.
Yeah, he said
now.
they're all here at the party.
Okay.
Should be.
I pass you to lesser elixirs of life. Sorry.
Okay.
Amy.
I want to start looking for Maudette.
Yeah, Maudette seems like the easiest.
I'm assuming, I'm just guessing, I'm going to look for someone who's probably in a more modest dress, probably has her hair back and maybe wearing glasses. It seems kind of
Oh,
like what
she
I-
brought a book.
Yeah.
She's just reading in the corner by
Right.
herself.
We're looking.
Waiting for him, because then that makes her, she's going to be different.
Can I use society to look for the peasant?
Any of these, you can look, but there are so many people and so much space in here that it might be easier to, crowdsource information. You can look, but diplomacy and gathering information will be the easiest way to do it. But if you have a decent argument for anything else, like society, try to like who does not look like they're supposed to be here, I would also take that.
I think it'd be fun.
Anyone
to
who wants to use their
society.
exploration activity, gathering information or looking, can specifically for one of the people can switch to that.
Is there like a servant that you know how when you enter fancy places they're like the lord and lady, like the rules
The
say
criers,
the-
the
the
callers.
Right, that announce the arrivals and
Yeah.
everything.
Is there
So
one of
you
those
would
people?
think, but that honor seems to be reserved exclusively for the Viscount
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, I think I'm going to use my society to just look around while we're exploring.
Okay, you're looking for Maudette?
Yep.
I think
Looking for the peasant.
looking is probably the best skill I've got, so I'm
Fair
going
enough.
to continue to just look.
And you're gonna keep searching and thinking, or
Yeah, so the code check people have given cards, like they know everyone's name and stuff, and everyone's checking.
supposedly yes.
Well, no, they have tickets.
They have tickets that they gave them.
That one dude's still off looking for a
If I
giant
could
book
just
for the name you gave him.
mind probe one of them. 'Cause I got that scroll. I want to
Okay.
just go through the minds of the code check person and see.
That's not a bad idea.
That's
see-
pretty good. Okay, so before you head off, Easy walks over to the coat check.
I'm going to use this scroll real quick.
Pulls out his scroll,
So, like, here's my
looks
ticket.
him in his
Here's
eyes,
my ticket.
and casts mind probe.
I'm casting a spell on you.
Mind, bro.
How does mind probe?
So you cast your thoughts through a creature's mind, searching for information, and you access their memories and knowledge, unless it thumbs you off for Wilson. So, Wilson.
Is this the one that we already intimidated?
This is a very it would be because he's the one.
Cool.
over there.
I'll be
bomb-
standing right there beside
The other
him.
one you sent up to look for Stonka's things has not returned.
Yeah.
He's up there rooting around somewhere, probably worried he's about to
a lot
lose
of
his
code.
job.
My banmo is this is my ticket right here. So I'm gonna roll it. I'm gonna roll a diplomacy.
Oh, the Bonmo. Okay, yeah,
my banmo
Bonmo.
is, I got my ticket right here. 10 plus performance. 29.
When that will critically succeed.
And
Okay.
before
Just a
you
servant.
cast it, I'm
He's-
going to
he's
look
just
at
that
him
guy.
and tell him, don't resist.
That's
I
a minus-
promise
Stop resisting.
you're not gonna like it.
That's a -3 to the.
Bullying the hell out of this guy.
Absolutely.
Look, he critically fails. Probe his mind. What do you?
I want to know. Yeah.
He's just a servant, man. He doesn't. He's not gonna fight
He
you
chose a
guys.
really bad family to serve,
But yeah, I'm
okay?
gonna see if he knows anything about you, Drentis Splinterbone. Artemis
So does it give you
Hellthreat, Monte.
specific knowledge, or what does it give you?
Okay, so on a critical failure, the target takes -4 to deception checks against your questions. You access their memory and knowledge. So yeah, you cast thoughts through a creature's mind, stuff information. You can
Oh,
access
here
their
we go.
memories and knowledge. So I'm just gonna, he's just like, and I'm just like filtering through like a Rolodex.
Yeah, so I guess like keywords on these 3 names, he could look to see if the guy knows them.
Okay,
what it
you
sounds like
would
to me.
pull forth
Control F.
2
Exactly.
of them.
It's Control F
You-
memory.
You would pull forth 2 of them, but this man does not seem to have any familiarity with whoever Maudette is. He is quite familiar with Lady Splinterbone, and in fact had already interacted with her somewhere toward the north end of the hall earlier this evening. Whether she is still there, of course, is questionable, but it wasn't terribly long ago that he had passed her by when he was walking the floor with one of his trays of hors d'oeuvres. You would learn several things. One, what she looks like. She is a fairly tall, stunningly beautiful woman with porcelain white skin, raven black hair, and bright red lips. And she is a vampire,
What a surprise.
Interesting.
which is apparently not much of a secret. That seems to be, from what this servant knows, kind of common knowledge. It's actually the thing that most people know about her, if anything. It's like, oh, that's the vampire countess, right? She
Who's she wearing?
she is wearing a very very elegant. The book literally uses the word clinging black dress that accents form quite well. She knows what she's about. Now, while he would not have interacted with the merchant, Sir Telgriet, this night, he would know of him. He would know that Ardvin Telgriet is a merchant prince, not from Celify proper, and one that is actually not here very frequently. Most of what he would know about Telgrat would actually be fairly negative, as most of the merchantary cartels and businesses in Celify don't seem to like him very much. But you would also get what he looks like. He's dressed up in very colorful, kind of exotic fashions, a wide gem-studded turban with a huge feather sat on his head. As his normal appearance, but again, hasn't seen him tonight, so that might not be exactly correct. And again, he doesn't know about it.
And there were a lot of negative things about Mark. Well,
Yeah, because he's heard of him. He's seen him in passing and heard the name from other people around Celify. He's
People
not
don't like
from
him.
Celify.
people don't like him because he's not from Salify, or is he just
We just knows that most people don't like him. He doesn't know why.
He's
just
a bit of a
servant.
dick.
He just hears things.
Okay.
He's one of those people that no one likes.
Just knows the general opinion of him. It's fair.
Close his eyes. Thank you.
Fuck, he closes his eyes.
No, because he's just like in a trance right now. As I'm probing through his mind, I'm just like, all right, hold on, good.
Right then.
Just gently caress his cheek.
Put a tip in his
Give
pocket.
him a kiss on the cheek. Good night.
Carry on. Sorry.
Give-
I snap. All good.
What did I do?
Doesn't matter. Sit here. Keep doing your job.
Very well.
You're doing a great job, by the way.
Wonderful. You have a lot of good thoughts.
Have you considered a different line of work?
No.
You probably should.
There's a string above you. Oh, you don't fall for that. Good.
When you're done bullying the servant.
Right then. What do we want to do? Who do you want to go to first?
Let's go find Maudette.
Maudette?
I mean,
We know where the other two are.
Yeah,
know
but
the
I guess that's
Like,
obvious.
should we split up or should we just all
No.
surrender?
No.
What do you mean?
Also,
Yeah, split up. Split up.
I pull out the
Kimmy
child.
holding on to like the pant leg of him, like still shaking.
I pull out
don't
the
want
child leash
Yeah, I'm going to
and
go on
tie a
ahead.
rope around Cammy.
to take me.
Oh. I just realized we have that water jet still.
For what reason?
Next time
Marius?
next time the Viscount sneezes, you
Well,
just turn
we'll
it on
keep
and
it in our
counter
back
it.
pocket in case of emergency.
Right then, let's go find Maudette.
Yeah, so we're just going to wander
I
around.
grab the first person next to me and say, "Have you seen a peasant girl named Maudette?"
Whoa, spreading the drama.
Yes.
Make me a diplomacy check.
I want to use intimidation, sir.
Make me an intimidation check, good sir.
I was just
Oh,
going
you
to
can
ask
just
if they saw
negotiate.
someone who looked like maybe a little
What's
more
the, you know,
modest.
the current location?
A 10 on the die, so a 22.
I didn't like try to turn away and ignore you there. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know who that is. You have the wrong person, sir.
All right, just shove him way next.
Can I
I
try?
want to look around for the vampire lady.
Okay,
know
well,
I want
MD,
to scan
in the
the
north
feet
end.
and
MD
look
is
for a
accosting
swinging black dress.
random partygoers. You guys are the biggest nuisance this game.
We're not here to fit in anymore.
That's fair.
We tried.
Can I do a just look around, play Where's Waldo? Just,
Give me,
on shoulder.
Cammy, you've got a description. Easy, you have basically seen her
I know
with
who
your
she's
mind
wearing.
broke. You know
I'll
exactly what she
clamber on
looks
top
like.
of MD's shoulders and I'll survey the room.
While he's accosting people?
Yeah.
Okay. Give me, I guess you two can give me perception. What are you doing, Izzy? You want to, who are you looking for? What are you up to?
I'm looking
Nope.
for her too.
So give me yours first because you actually know what she looks like. It's
Yeah.
easier for you to find
I have
her.
access to that guy. Why
oh
does
my
it
gosh!
work? Bye.
All this.
It's perception?
Perception. Because you're just literally looking.
Yeah, it's a 19.
Well, you may know what she looks like, but
There's so many people.
there's a lot of people and you're very distracted.
My check is harder?
Yes.
Oh, that's funny. It's 22.
I got a 21, so it says Where's Waldo, but I don't even
A
know.
lot
what
of
Waldo
people
looks
in
like.
here. The
Yay.
it's like trying to find your friends at a convention. It is kind of difficult in a crowd of this size. Even if you know sort of what you were looking for, you know what the lady looks like or how she's dressed. It's still just a ballroom. MD continues to accost random people, not having a lot of success. What are you up to, Trey?
I want to look for the peasant with society.
Okay, give me society.
I want to look for the person who looks out of place.
The two different
That's not
avenues of
He's literally just grabbing around people and screaming in their face. And
Yeah,
like, no,
29.
The 29, as Stray starts to look around. You don't see. I mean, you are the most underdressed people here by a factor of 5. Everybody else who has shown up to this has gone above and beyond, so far out of their way to attempt to impress, that even someone wearing lesser noble's finery would stand out. But you don't see any of that. Well, you know kind of what you're looking for. A tall woman with dark hair and a black dress is a lot of these people. But a peasant would be one of them. As you guys go around, and let's say it takes you 10 minutes of each of you trying your various approaches here, you don't just not see her, you're fairly confident she's not here. At least not in the description the Viscount gave you.
Well, that marks one part of this off. It's not a peasant. At least not that I can see.
Well, what's a peasant in this world?
Somebody who doesn't act right.
That's us.
Somebody who doesn't fit in like us.
I mean, anyone can pretend to be.
Yeah, we're fitting
I just
so
like
well.
look at a guy and grab him. Anyone
my
can pretend
gosh.
to be this.
He's on a power trip today. He's in a world. This is the internet theory of when you're in a place with anonymity and no consequences, you immediately turn into the biggest asshole on the planet.
It's that one nightmare that every parent has, that if you look away for a second, that your child will disappear. It's the aftermath.
Let's go deal with the
It's been
vampire.
a bad dream. Bad things have happened. MD's lost his patience.
He wants to leave now.
Do I, like, just kind of going back into my mind palace? Do I, like, know of any identifying factors about vampires? I don't assume that they would have, like, any kind of necromantic aura or,
What is your religion?
13. I'll be back. You think about that.
With the he's gonna go fishing.
Your knowledge
With
is
the
another
with your
mind
13, not really. You know vampires exist, but knowing things in particular about vampires, a lot of the times there are crazy esoteric creatures and monsters that very little is known about, and you're racking your brain for any information about what you might be facing. Vampires are kind of the opposite. Like even in Galarian, they are a creature of folklore.
Yeah.
They're a creature of myth, though of course they do actually exist. You have no idea what is peasants' tales and what is true. You know a lot of things about vampires. They drink blood. They die in the sunlight. They can turn into bats. Like, you have no idea how much of this is accurate and how much of this is folklore.
Are they still considered undead?
You'd be pretty confident they are undead, yes. I will
Could
give you that one.
Try and sniff around for the smell of undead, but covered with the like that kind of.
Like rotting flesh,
Trying to create like a
but
profile,
also potpourri.
But it's definitely got like. There's no way like
she
she's
wearing?
got fancy like cologne or
You
something.
need me to step away?
I know your smell.
Give me a
It's like a
perception check.
bloodhound.
She's sniffing.
Well, I mean, me too.
It's a 7 on the die, so that is going to be a plus 22.
This is a room with a lot
Listen,
of
man, I'm trying
perfumes in it.
with something.
Your nose is overwhelmed with possibilities here.
Could I, instead of trying to find her, could I make a big scene, big performance, and just start playing music, kind of a serenade to her, and try to bring her down? Just play a little song like,
Ode
Oh.
to the vampire.
Countess Splinterbone.
Make me a performance.
Voice has such a beautiful tone.
He's a celebrity.
Oh, I love her dress.
He's a
She's the best.
celebrity.
He's a
Play the frog
celebrity.
song.
I would never
Play the
let
frog
her
song.
Dance alone. Okay, so that's 29.
The 29, as you're playing and looking around and
No
just
way.
kind of singing in the middle of the floor, you don't see anyone approaching you or any attention. And then, right as you lower your violin, you hear a voice behind you. I don't believe you've even been introduced. And from nowhere that any of you saw, a woman has appeared, matching all of these descriptions. Twice as beautiful in person as she was in the mind of this little servant, and honestly, looming over you a little bit.
I just
Smile on her face as she looks down.
I'm Martin. I've been entranced ever since I saw you in that guy's memory.
Using that Reese charm. Can't use that Reese right now.
Curious introduction, to be sure, but as it sounds you already know, Lady Advendis and Splinter. And I don't believe any of us have had the pleasure.
I'm Dee, this is Cammy, this is Trey, this is Marius. And,
Tip my hat, my lady.
You seem interesting, Philip.
Yeah.
Most of those gathered here in Celify, Viscount's galas are terribly boring,
Yeah.
afraid to offend. But I find myself a bit more curious. I like interesting. Where do you hail?
From a little place called Galarian. Instalon.
From the material planet.
Yeah, we're kind of just, traveling.
And travelers abroad indeed.
Yeah.
Well, do tell me, how did you come to hear of me then, Sir Martin, at once?
Well, your name goes around. Everyone kind of knows who you are.
Indeed. Even for those who've traveled here from different worlds entirely. Well, this is a stature to which I knew not I had ascended. And, though it may not be relevant today, Cammy has a point on the way. May her day be brighter and her worries lighter. Scott! Scott! Like that.
Ooh, distract foe. You called that a swing? Pathetic.
Wow. He
Thank
kind of
you.
smiles and looks you up and down. And just, you kind of glance across the rest of the party, but definitely mostly back to you.
You got this easy.
So yeah, I've traveled quite a while. I'm just wondering if you had a date for tonight for the Sunset Gala. I heard you might be going with the count.
I think I might have put together what this is about. I saw you speaking with the Viscount at the far end of this hall, and I can only imagine by your very brutish attempts to locate, well, what sounds like several figures of the Viscount as the Viscount does.
Yeah,
And-
overbooked.
Is that very so?
Yeah, in my favor.
Bold!
That was you.
Bold of you. I like that. So, what is it exactly that you want?
Okay, the Viscount's busy. He has his beloved coming later, so I figured opportunity for me.
Truly. Oh, the Sunset Waltz to which the Viscount invited me is a single dance, not a group of it. Something that he takes another into, and that other is near always catapulted far into the higher echelons of Celifine society. So you can see why I would be a bit disappointed. You see, he has already promised his hands to me, and I understand why he is sent to do you rather than from themselves. He
He's a bit of
wishes
a-
not to make a splash.
It's a bit of a count. You really want to go with him?
You see, this isn't about him at all, is it? It's about status, about stature. So, Martin, what have you to offer the Majesty of the Viscount?
I don't know. We traveled here. I could take you anywhere you want. Where do you want to go?
You're a very curious little fellow. Very well. What's that? And as soon as, though she offers her hand, as soon as you take it, she definitely is leading you. And
That's fine.
she
He's into that.
takes you.
Reese usually leaves.
Name a
Here's the
more
type.
iconic ship. Easy, who's
And a-
afraid of blood,
and a woman that can
vampire
kill him.
countess.
She has no blood.
Easy has a type.
She has no blood.
It's
fine.
not about
He
how
has
much
a point!
blood she has. It's about how much you're not going to have after this dance.
Right then.
I still have my glass. I'm like, I'm pretty good. I know she likes blood.
It'll counteract the gallons she sucks out of you, right?
No, she takes you some little steps away from the party and accepts. You two begin to slowly turn about the floor, dancing in slow steps as she leads you in a relatively gentle waltz to the music playing from the quartet up on the balcony behind. And the rest of you,
This can't possibly go wrong.
Aw, man. I didn't know we were getting dates.
He can't die, so worst case scenario.
He wakes up screaming on the ship.
That's every night.
He gets
That's
all the
nothing
dates.
special.
I'm tired of hearing Reese complain about it.
Why don't we take her with us next time? She'll see what we have to deal with.
Yeah, it's fair.
Never enough gnome bachelors about.
There's plenty of gnome bachelors.
You
I just
kill half. I don't know if that's your fault or.
wow. Wow! He comes back. What the hell?
he comes back and starts just firing shots off at Sully. Like, what? Right.
I mean,
I'm going to curse you now.
That was that was all.
Right then, shall we find the other two?
Yeah, so I guess next we're looking for Mr. Giant Feather.
Just leave him.
Absolutely.
Yes, we will.
Wait till I tell Reese about this.
yeah.
The four of you are like, okay, and immediately split off to go look for it.
I'm
Watch
gonna
easy.
snitch.
That's a vampire,
got it.
and he's gonna die. So
So you just leave.
he can wake up whenever he's ready.
Hey, easy, don't forget. Just wake up.
Yeah, you got it.
He signed a
The
waiver.
four of you are
He
going.
signed a waiver.
Every time you perform the ritual, part of it is signing the waiver.
What are you doing? Who are you looking for now?
The turban and the feather, Mr.
Ardvin.
Looking for
Ardvin.
Mr. Telgrietz,
Yeah.
the merchant of some renown. Are you just looking? Are you asking around? Are you still accosting people?
I'm still
violently?
accosting people.
Violent accosting has gotten you a lot of success so far.
It makes me feel better.
Not paying attention to his accosting, looking elsewhere. Like,
I will literally be looking for the feather.
Okay,
You know, I might try to actually do a society badly.
give me an intimidate check
Intelligence check. It's a 9 on the die for a 21.
with a 21. He's still doing it. Give me
I don't want to be here.
Does a 31 find the feather?
Ooh, 31. What's actually easier than the feather, because that's less unique here, perhaps, than you would think.
A turban with
is
the
that
feather is
you
not
find
unique here?
Not really. You find a fairly large. I mean, you've seen what Wyrelai dresses like. That's clearly a large section of the Dreamlands that just kind of is
That's
in
fair.
fashion. You find a large section of partygoers who are gathered fairly closely together, drinking, not dancing, not moving, not really laughing. A conversation that seems a bit more serious. A conversation that seems a bit more business. A fairly large group of extravagant, wealthy trade barons gathered together, all discussing their various crafts. And amongst the crowd, there is a shorter figure with an ornate gem-studded turban with this bright purple feather. He's not here to verify, but it looks like the description that he gave you, at the very least.
It'd be nice and easy just to walk up and say,
Are you Advin?
And he would turn to you, pull himself up, drink in hand. Yes, yes, indeed. Advent Telgriet at your service. Who are you?
Pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Wish I could say the same.
Oh, you're not going to like any news I have for you tonight. Dance is canceled for you.
I am sorry.
You don't get to dance in the Moonlight Waltz.
That's exactly what we were told not to do.
Well, the Viscount's hand has already been promised to the family of my name, so be off.
Oh, no. See, I was not so much told by a lovely vampire lady that she would be the one claiming his hand tonight. You simply don't stand a chance compared to her.
Well, then I regret to inform you, you will be back to change her mind.
I'm just going to point at her.
You don't think she's going to have a word about that?
Because she's like taller than me, isn't she?
He just kind of looks and... You think Lady Splinterbone would interfere with my family's business? You think she is as much a fool as you boor?
I might be a fool, but at least I know someone who is my better.
Do tell.
I know by looking at her she's a better. You can't sell the same?
Okay. I fail to see how this can take. If Viscount promised his hand to my name, then I shall have it. You don't understand what this will do for my business. what it'll do for my prestige in the markets of Celify. I don't need her approval or yours or anyone's. The deal is done, my friend, and a deal is a deal. Now, I'm sure you have other people to bother and less useful things to do elsewhere, so be off with you. And he literally turns away from me, back towards the...
You want to involve yourself in the markets of Celify?
He does not respond.
I'm coming down.
1 second.
As Cammy
I grab a drink and I start swirling it.
intimidatingly. You just... Ah. This little-
That seems like a fool's errand to involve yourself in the markets of Celify.
She says in the middle of its wealthiest and most renowned merchants. Who are you, Goblin?
Goblin!
It's like flying out of a cup. We just spin it around. We're just flinging martini everywhere. Toothpick on an olive just goes tumbling out onto the floor.
I'm no goblin. That shows how much you know.
How much I care to know about you? Nothing.
Your turban is ugly.
He just laughs.
You're laughing, but you don't want to address
So
it.
gestures at some of the other merchants here. They all kind of laugh too. Is this what you have come to? Schoolyard insults. Nothing will change this.
It seems to strike a chord with you.
Do you have any idea how much this turban cost? How much this commission was from the finest weaver in the city, studded with gemstones handed down for generations through 6 families.
I
Now-
hate to tell you, but money
money-
cannot buy you taste, and that seems to be something that you lack.
Make me a perception check.
Okay.
Somebody that is in this
Sure.
conversation. Doesn't matter who.
Oh, just one.
I mean, any of us can roll.
Oh, okay. I thought it was just you go.
Probably not Cammy, because she's kind of focused on.
No.
I'm trying to
I rolled a
freestyle
natural
here.
20.
I got a 27. He got a nat 20.
Oh, that 20. You notice that while Telgrant here does not seem to be particularly bothered by this, he is a little dismissive. The rest of the merchants in the group are kind of...
Wait a minute.
They seem to be enjoying this a little bit more than telling me yet.
You're telling me you spent a lot of money on that turban?
Is it not obvious?
I see.
Look at its make. Look at its craft.
It looks like it was bought out of a poor district in Normansh village.
Oh, then you, my friend.
What is that? Cheap wool?
What is this even meant to mean? This is Lang silk.
I just.
It's
I
awfully
elbow-
high. It may be that he's
I elbow
compensating
the
for
guy
something
next to me.
else.
I elbowed the guy next to me. He said lean silk. Does that look like lean silk?
Doesn't look like any lens to coffee through scene.
The merchant kind of chuckles, and Telgrant shakes his head. I will not engage with this further. The waste of my time. I come here for a fine evening of business and pleasure, as he raises his glass, and to the future of my family, our markets, and our trade, none of which has anything to do with me.
I don't think anyone finds pleasure in your company. So.
You certainly put on quite the spectacle, so you take the floor.
Who are you? What is this? Where did Lady Splinterbind find such degenerates?
Well, we're actually great nobles in our region.
Oh, you look it.
Oh,
Thank you.
we don't
You know,
have.
I do actually believe him that it's Ling Silk. He probably got it off the ghoul in the basement. That was a lingual, right?
Don't look at me.
No, it looks identical to the one from the ghoul we killed. Really.
All right. I look at another business and I was like, so you like dealing with children? Yeah, that's what this guy
And he
is.
sort of turns away from you.
Yeah.
Like, what? He's back to his other conversation. He don't want none of this. He's not sure what's happening. He doesn't want to be involved.
I step a little bit kind of closer to Arvin and kind of say under my breath, just like, it seems that your reputation is not quite so illustrious as you would presume.
By the gods, what punishment has been delivered
You know-
upon me for my sins?
It's so funny because you keep saying that it's not bothering you, but it clearly is.
Look, goblin child,
Not a goblin.
whatever Lady Splinterbone has sent you to do is irrelevant. I will not be swayed from this stance. And when the sun sets any minute now, I will take the Viscount's hand on the floor, and all in Seraphi will see the influence of House Telget.
Oh, it's your social funeral.
It is the moment of my ascension, and there is nothing any of you could possibly afford that could even hope to begin to sway me otherwise. An opportunity like this, for vagrants such as yourselves, for even Lady Splinterbone, irrelevant in the scheme of things. Now, please, go find somebody else to bother.
But that, real quick. I know, but that's not just a goblin. That's a mind goblin.
Cammy
Meanwhile,
looks at him. No!
Say it! Let me hear it come out of his mouth.
meanwhile,
I look at him and I cast Needle of Vengeance.
why?
I'm a mind goblin!
It doesn't do anything unless he tries to
I was
attack.
saying, what is it gonna do?
I'm proving a point.
You guys need a vengeance.
So he senses a long I mean, he makes a will save, but I'm assuming he's not going to punch me.
534.
Natural 20.
Natural 20?
Good thing you're not baned.
Well.
He's done. He's done with this. That's the natural 20 I rolled today. Okay.
It's to resist Mind Goblin.
He's immune to the mind goblin. Meanwhile, elsewhere on the dance floor, Easy and Lady Splinterbone are enjoying this dance. She doesn't even say anything at first. She just takes you and leads you around, guiding you through these steps as they start to become a little bit more natural. You start to kind of understand. She's still very much leading you through it, but it's weirdly intuitive, easy to follow along. She's not doing anything complicated with you. But after a few minutes, as you hear a growing row in the distance, you see your friends picking yet another fight with some random people here in the gala. Hi. What rash company you keep?
It's fun. Keep entertained.
Keeps things lively, I imagine.
Yeah. You want to do something fun? I was thinking we could, I don't know, drink the blood of this lady, my dad. I don't know, something crazy.
Nice and to the point. I like it.
I'm unfamiliar.
Well, he's like,
But I do like the idea. I'll be straight with you, Martin. If you want me to forgive the Viscount's rudeness here, to keep quiet about his changing plans, I am going to need something from you.
okay.
Could you let me have taste? She leans down. It smells divine. So long has it been since I've been able to taste of someone from the real material plane. Such rich succor.
I was getting like real close to her. Just one thing though. Scott, once my dad's out of the picture.
I don't
Then-
know who my dad is, and frankly, I don't care. The Viscount sent you, I assume, to smooth things over with me, and if you want that done, this is how it must be.
Will it? Okay. Well, I mean, just a bite.
Martin, it only hurts a little. And you can, like, literally feel her breath on your neck. She is leaned down. She is right next to your ear, like whispering in your ear at this point. Just relax. And you feel at first almost like a kiss on your neck, and then a sharp little pain. You doing anything?
No, I don't move. I just stay perfectly still.
You are drained one.
Okay.
That fast. Just
As she
Here we go.
starts to feed. Now, as you are already kind of together dancing in this embrace, it's not, it just sort of looks like she's leaned her head down on you. Even were the people of this gale of the type to intervene.
The eye of the Viscount.
You're like 300 feet away from him. Look at the floor, winking downfield.
He just flashes you a thumbs up.
You start to feel there's not really a pain, but it is. You feel yourself swaying a little bit, a little woozy. Kind of like you got your blood drawn. You stood up a little too fast. You do anything?
Part of me's just like, well, maybe I'll just be. It's just in the dream. I won't be a vampire in real life.
You're drained too.
Oh, okay.
Hey.
Wait. Enough. Just a taste.
Just,
Yeah.
it was a simple taste.
I'll back out.
Come now, Martin.
No, you said a taste.
I did.
You're being greedy. Just a little more.
And she puts her mouth back on your neck. Push her away.
Yes.
Push her. You push her back.
I said no.
As you push on her, you can tell you can't really easily move her. You don't really shove her away, but she does pause. You can't tell me the experience is really that bad, is it? Come now.
This is the first date.
Do you
okay?
know what
is
so many men of your world would give for this experience?
Yeah, but it's better
For
if we
just
wait
a
just a
moment
little
of this
longer.
embrace.
Just another dance.
You know what the Viscount would give for my forgiveness, because it's certainly more than all the blood in your body.
I'm kind of dizzy right now. I'm no fun when I'm tired.
Well, in a few moments, I won't need you to entertain me anymore, but I will need a bit more.
I said no.
Martin, the Viscount isn't going to be pleased. He wouldn't want this to be a stir. He'd be the talk of the town for all the wrong reasons. And she just
and I'm gonna
sorta-
cast suggestion.
Okay.
On the vampire.
Oh no!
Your bones are gonna explode.
You're gonna
Oh my
cast
gosh.
suggestion. Okay. Make a will save.
It's not a Strange Aeons episode if AJ doesn't have to flirt with Kevin.
Happens a lot, weirdly.
We set you up for this. We walked away.
We thought you had it.
It is you. I can use Ghost of Azan's
Oh,
spelling point.
no!
I'm gonna re-roll the nat 1.
Oh, but he's charms.
Wait, do you have a bless card?
No.
Okay, because that'd be really funny.
29 total.
Okay. So it passes. It's a regular success.
Okay. So nothing happens, but she doesn't know you cast a spell on her.
That'll
Okay.
save you.
Um.
Oh my gosh.
Villain
Instantaneous.
He's
Good
ready.
call
Bring
from
all your
Ghost of
death rolls.
Azan. I'll take it right back. Thanks, buddy.
Holy cow.
But you try to cast a spell, you feel it. She shrugs it off, but you don't think she noticed. The power of suggestion. It's subtle.
Can I do like a self-diagnosis? Like, if I let her take a little bit more, will I die?
Okay, make me a medicine knowledge check.
How drained can I be?
Okay, 11 plus 2 is a 13. I don't feel so good.
There's a limited amount of blood inside you, and you're missing a D. You're feeling a little dizzy right now.
I'm gonna run towards my friends.
As you go to run, you feel her grip
Oh,
kind of.
God.
You're gonna embrace her. You're gonna waltz. She has her arm around you. You feel her grip kind of tighten. And she pulls back a little bit, smile on her face, and looks in your eyes. You're already dizzy, but you feel everything else start to fade. Give me a will save.
No, it's going so bad.
I thought I was in charge.
No, this is fine.
This is perfectly okay. This is an easy day.
Okay. It's
so
not
glad-
funny.
so
It's
glad
not
it's back.
funny. Who's laughing? A saying thank you. Wait, this is not saying. This one's actually. This one's. Oh,
You're just
Foxhound.
dancing with a pretty lady.
Mr. Foxhound.
How bad
This
can
is
it
why
be?
pretty
you, sir.
ladies are scary.
Love that everyone else left. It's
Have
just
anyone noticed at all?
I tried to leave
You just see
Marius
us,
with
like,
you.
necking up.
they just look like they're. He looks like he's having a great time over there, like struggling.
Oh,
Okay,
we
that's
gotta
better.
tell Reese.
That's better. 18, and then you said it was a will.
We'll say
Plus 14 is
32.
32.
you succeed as you feel her try to control your mind.
I
She
tried to do a
tries.
similar thing.
This is not suggestion. This is
This is dominate.
We're not
this
so
is
different, you and I.
dominate, which is a little more. You
That one's
can
not fun.
you
Okay.
can feel it. That's not a suggestion. That is you.
I mean,
be
that
a
does seem
puppet
like Easy's
now.
type.
I mean, Reese has full rights to that. So
I'm just like, hey, that's no fun if I have no will. What's going on? I didn't even teach you about consent.
My girlfriend's the only one allowed to
She
dominate
looks
me.
a little bemused. I couldn't tell you the last time I met someone who was able to resist me.
Isn't it more fun if we just have a conversation, dialogue, give and take, compromise? I don't know.
There's a lot of give and take happening.
You're a very
Lot of take.
interesting man, Martin.
Okay, see, I'd be so way less interesting if I was just like a thrall. It'd be boring. After a while, you'd get tired.
I wouldn't make you a thrall. I'd have to kill you for that.
Okay. A dominate spell's kind of thrall-like. Thrall
No,
adjacent.
as a
boy.
spawn, you would be near mindless, blood-craving beast with little control, with little mind, with little interest. Dominated, you're simply a pet.
I'm kind of someone else's pet right now.
There's already one lady who's put a knife in my heart. I don't need two.
So
Maybe a diplomacy check.
We need you to seek therapy.
you can perform for diplomacy with
Yes.
your thing if you want, but
I've missed this man.
it's a 9 plus 19. 28.
you're so lucky. Your performance is freaking huge. You're so lucky. She looks down at you, and you feel her grip sort of loosen, and she pulls an arm back so you're not trapped in this embrace anymore. Very well. Well, I suppose this. I can look the other way for the count, and for such an intriguing evening as you have granted me. Now, run along to whoever your other master is before I get jealous. And she smiles and turns back. You see her walking back towards the crowd she was in, where several of the men are very decidedly pallid. She heads back over to the group.
Oh my gosh!
Meanwhile, she's my favorite of the three. The four of you over here are not honestly making a ton of progress with
All right, Trey.
Can I
I
wait
wanna-
for an Ettercap string, grab it, and slap it onto him?
Can I actually
Oh,
try?
one drops right here.
Can I actually try something that might help?
Sure, what do you got?
I want to take my hat and imagine one of the Count's servants
Okay.
and try to make myself look like one of the servants, and then just come up to Mr. Arvin and be like, "Pardon me, sir. The Count appears to have, well,
Who are you to address me? You're the help. You speak when spoken to.
I'm a messenger of the Count."
If the Count has a message for me, he can bring it himself.
Well, that's just the thing. He's been engaged by a very important diplomat, and he's going to be very busy tonight. But he sends his apologies in the form of, well, a business deal he thinks you'll find very lucrative.
A business deal.
Yes. Well, he sees, as he throws more parties like this, he needs a lot of supplies, a lot of trade, and he's offered to make you his primary contact for pretty much anything he needs. Your name will be all over.
The benefactor of the Viscount Galas himself. Maybe a deception check, liar pants man. Or since you're all here, any of the 4 of you that are here can make it if your deception is doo-doo.
Please, someone do it better than I'll do.
Hey, I'll lie.
I'll do it.
Because
I'll do it.
when you're, that's my rule of thumb is I don't penalize you for role playing. Anyone who's there can make the check.
I keep rolling a lot of 9s. Dirty 20.
Can I aid? I don't see why not.
Give me an aid.
I only got a 14.
Natural 20.
This is how it works.
22.
23.
23. Oh, you're master?
I'm an expert. Or is that
Expert still 2. You got a master before it goes up. So 22, he sort of looks, and he's totally turned his attention away from you three at this point. Well, the idea does very much interest me. I must admit, this seems rather opportune. What is the Viscount's obligation that is so pressing? That he would withdraw an offer freely given, near contractually given, to a family such as House Telgriat?
Well, it seems that a very renowned doctor has just come into town who might be able to aid him in his...
He seems held to me. It does not seem to bother him. This is not my problem. His deal is appealing, I will admit, but... How do I say this? The business is not something that House Telgriat likes. We have many deals. We have many connections to the city of Setafai already. No, but renown on our name is something I value more. No,
Well,
I am sorry.
But the Count has assured you that you would... Your business name could be all over everything here.
What are you guys doing?
While his back is turned.
Okay.
I'm
I
getting
would like
About this
to-
point, I imagine Easy staggers over.
No, we.
I would like
eye
to-
contact.
Yeah, we're making eye contact. He made a couple of hand suggestions. I'm pulling my spear out.
I would like to.
Maybe. Maybe.
I would like to command Greenie, who can fly now. By the way, this will
Flying
become
chameleon.
To go
this
get a
will
string
become
and pull it down and put it on the guy.
important.
Okay.
I want him to shoot out his tongue,
What?
grab a hold of the turban, and fly away.
That's totally doable.
That is easily doable.
That is of lighter negligible bulk.
Okay. The greenie flies up, shoots his tongue out, grabs the turban off of his head.
Yes,
Make me a thievery check
a thievery check.
on behalf of the lizard.
Thievery check.
Yeah.
Where? There it
Might be
is.
a plus
I've
2.
never once looked in its direction.
Never tried to steal something.
It's
from
a
someone.
plus 2. It's solid.
Anyway, so let me talk
Yeah?
about my friend Scott. Scott, who saves me from all nat ones, whose spirit gives Greenie a little tap on the head
Put a
before he
20 on
goes
the
off.
table. That's not a
No,
20.
it's not. It's a 6.
Try again.
Can I try to aid
With
in
what?
this
I don't
by
know.
distracting him? Continuing to be...
That's not
Continue
gonna
to
help.
look at me.
It's not
It's
gonna-
20 or bust.
What did you get?
I got an 8 total.
With a 6 on the die.
He grabs the head and goes to pull it, and the merchant immediately feels this and puts his hand up on the turban, and as Greenie goes to yank, the turban doesn't move, and Greenie just goes to the side of it, and kind of bounces off, and just falls on the floor. Oh. 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 And you can see, as he looks back to you, Marius, and feeling this little tug on his head, his face is white right now. He is stricken with a moment of terror. And
Hey!
look down, saw his little lizard, and is taking a second to compose himself. Easy arrives.
Hey, something's up. Hold on.
I'm gonna take that. I want to take that hat. She's on to something.
I'm gonna take that. I got good thievery. You'd be surprised.
I was stealing that.
Okay, well, 3, but it's plus 14. So it's a 17.
You guys are just harassing everyone you meet.
No, I'm harassing one person.
I knew the turban was the
I
right move.
was harassed.
Yeah, that's right.
Right then.
Well, as you can see, the Count is very apologetic.
Who?
I'm dizzy right now. I don't know what's going on. I was trying to find something to
He
hold
just
on to.
pushes you away.
Right.
Find support elsewhere.
What's the solution to this?
The Count has no
Now let's
desire
just
to make a
threaten him.
scene.
I'm
Yeah,
going to take this to
I
the
put-
Count himself.
I put
This
my
would be
hand
a
on his
scene.
shoulder.
And
I put my hand on his shoulder and I grip really hard.
as
And
he turns to go start walking towards the Count, you grab him.
I grab him.
We're going to give you two choices. You can either stand down, or we will put you down because we can just leave. We're not locals.
Maybe we should put him up.
Up to.
You are threatening the patriarch of House Telgriet?
I don't give a damn if you're a
No,
god.
but the Viscount will if he sent you. Lady Splinterbone will if she sent you. Reputation in Sedify is everything. Whoever you are beholden to
No one.
will never show their faces here again. You would not press so far if you had no further purpose. I am no fool. I do not know who has sent you, but it is certainly
I wanna
someone who
start
cares much to hide
dragging him
themselves.
Dragging him to a little bit more of a secluded area.
Fall into the murder corner.
Absolutely.
Marius, good job.
As you
I tried.
start to drag him away here, this is where guards would approach. They ignore much of what is happening here on the floor, especially in the weird. But at the moment, this is a guard problem. As you start to drag him back, him kind of kicking his feet and protesting, a pair of guards approach you from the other direction, from a staircase near the northern balcony. And as they come towards you two, dragging him away, the three of you just kind of there looking, where you look like you want to do something.
Well, are they coming all the way up to us?
The guards look like they're coming towards MD and Trey, yes, as
Okay.
they're trying to drag the merchant away.
Yes. Once they are nearby enough, I would like to cast Calm Emotions
On everybody? I guess
on
the AoE,
the
right?
group
The whole
that's
room.
having an issue. On the two guards.
No, what's great is it's not going to stop us because we're
No.
not angry.
The two guards on Advin. Them.
Anvil.
Anvil. I'm gonna cast it on the guards and Aardvark.
Okay.
Avocado?
Yeah.
Orangutan.
The guards get a 28 and a 26.
Well,
Both succeed.
both will succeed, but
Ardvin gets an 11.
oh my gosh, that's a
What do you
critical
two get?
failure.
Will save, right?
Well saved.
Nat 20.
28.
28.
Succeeds.
Regular success.
Okay. Anybody who succeeded just gets a -1, and a sort of calming urge
Yeah.
falls
I've
over
never
them.
been more zen.
Now, Advin, he's going to any emotion effects would affect. So his emotions become completely suppressed. He cannot use hostile actions.
I don't think he was.
Basically, like when they give you the happy shot in the insane asylum.
He feels a sort of haze drop over his head as he is soothed delicately into a completely non-violent state.
I don't think he was
Everything's-
in a violent state.
He was mad.
He was about to be in a
Yes.
violent state. Inflicted by us.
He's a little scared.
He's slightly less
He
worried
was
now.
emotional.
He
His
is less
emotions are
emotional.
calmed.
He is calm now. And the two guards approach, barring the path of MD and Trey. They look at each other, and the one of them with an eyebrow raised. I don't think the good sir is interested in discussing whatever matters you have in mind now. Please.
He's not.
The Viscount declined the dance, and he's getting real upset about it.
Our duty here is simply to keep peace on the floor, keep things moving. We cannot allow this. Unhand him, or we'll have to escort you from the room. You will be rejected from the gala. He says this and looks at you like he expects some huge response from this.
Oh no.
You will be ejected from the gala.
Oh no. We don't care.
We answer to the Viscount directly.
We don't answer to anyone.
I want to take a moment and say that when they started pulling him away, I still looked like the servant,
You
and I was
still
going to
look like
kind
a
of stand back a little bit,
I
kind
want
of
to
away
stand
from
with
the
the
group.
servant.
It's these two. It's just
Yeah,
Jay
it's
and
just
MD right
these
now that are
guys, yeah.
definitely that are here with the guard. And the merchant just sort of hangs his head. It looks a little bit confused and is just kind of looking around.
Let me ask you a question with Mr. Loopy here. Does he get dragged off like all the other bodies if he's dead?
I don't know what you're referring to. But whatever it is, I must insist that you stop. Please. I don't want to have to escalate this any further. Unhand him. And please, control yourselves, sirs.
You're making it really hard to intimidate someone.
Well, perhaps this is not the proper forum for that. No. And the guards, as MD Let's Go to shepherd you away from this merchant here. Is he,
Oh, servant.
he's
That man looks, yes, it looks ill. Maybe one too many. You probably should take care of that or address him.
Oh yeah, sir, you look like you need help. You need some water.
No, thank you. I needed to speak with the counts about an urgent issue. And he just starts walking towards the
I
stage.
want to snatch at his turban.
The guard is shepherding you.
Yeah,
As-
no, it's a quick.
Give me a thievery check. Why are we steal his hat?
Round 3.
I'm a
because it's
rogue.
funny.
Everyone wants the hat. Man, I like rolling 6s or 9s.
Well, sir, as I was
It's a
trying to offer,
21.
I was trying to offer the count has offered to take a meeting with you first thing tomorrow morning. It'd be his very first meeting, top priority.
For a deal such as this, to give up an opportunity to dance the sunset waltz with him, I would at least need a sizable upfront stipend. There's no promise of future business that could possibly overcome the prestige that I would lose now, unless there was some gratuitous recompense, which I assume he provided.
Oh yeah, at the meeting tomorrow.
I am sorry. I
How
will
much
speak
to
with
make
him.
you shut up right now?
The guards are pushing you away, you're just
Yeah.
yelling over the guards. Well, certainly more than any of you would have.
Give me a number.
What do you... We do not run in the same circles. The number would be beyond that which you could count, which I assume is maybe 8 or 9. And he would turn and just keep going back towards the stage.
Chuck it.
You get to the emeralds that you got for the caravan, right? This is a handful of giant emeralds. And he kind of stops. Oh, never mind. Picking these up, he puts a couple of them in his pockets, reaches in and pulls out a little jeweler's glass. These are exquisite.
Now shut up.
You have,
No more words or I'm taking them back. Go sit in your corner and count money.
No dance. Why did
Okay. Now,
Why didn't you think of that first?
Just a handful
I didn't
of
know we
big
had 'em.
emeralds.
All right, guys,
Yeah,
team
all
on
right.
3.
now, just to,
No, all you had to do was pay him.
Not clean games, but we won, and
it
He's
that's
a
what mattered.
merchant. You just have to pay him.
It was fun to bully him.
just to
That was
finish
fun.
this and try to ruin it for
I've been trying to end this for like 30 minutes so we can try to steal his hat.
Dude, I was
can I
just gonna kill him.
Can I try to pickpocket one of them from when he leaves?
If you hadn't introduced guards, we were just gonna shank him.
And I went to court and murder him.
Yes.
We're not a party for diplomacy. You made us.
You're not a bard.
One of us.
He was
someone.
He was busy.
He was busy necking a vampiress.
You made this party, barring Marius. You did this.
You still have to find Maudette.
That's the easy part.
Is it?
Yeah.
I'm not.
Where is she?
Right over there.
Where?
Just pointing in the general direction of the gala.
You
Over there.
If we stand in one corner, she's over there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
have looked pretty well to the floor and not seen any sign of a peasant girl, so it doesn't seem like looking around is going to be able to help you locate her. what do you do as this merchant slinks off to count his emerald carrots?
At this point, I think we go buy a diviner.
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know? You've had one direction this entire
Yeah,
session.
intimidate. You want me to go
I'll start
intimidate more people?
intimidating
Do
people.
it.
All
You
right.
won't.
Okay,
I'm going to intimidate people too.
I'm gonna intimidate. I rolled a 4 on the die.
28 to intimidate people. Where's Maudette?
I get the sense you're tired of this. But I must ask, can I smell peasant?
Well,
You smell like a poor.
You smell like poverty.
cannot gather information.
Disgusting.
I am not.
28.
MD continues randomly accosting patrons, not really making any progress. Trey, however, looking around, not saying anything, grabs someone. What do you do? MD is literally just grabbing people, yelling at them. He's like, nah, he's getting nowhere. What's your approach, good sir?
I'm just going to grab someone who looks to be on the lower end of gaudy.
Okay.
Because everyone's gaudy to some
We
extent.
pick low fancy.
We're picking low fancy.
Whoa, fancy.
I was told that there's a peasant lady of exquisite beauty here. Perhaps you might know something. Name's Maudette.
That you just literally grabbing.
Not
them?
no, like
Because you're
coming
intimidating.
up, putting my arm around them, like presence bullying.
Yes, I don't know her personally. I saw her get whisked away over there.
Thank you. No, that's perfect. That's all. Have a good evening.
And I'll just go to the general direction where the whisking may have happened.
As you approach over there, you see that around the
Oh, yeah, problem solved.
around the edge of the ballroom,
Says Maudette on the body.
there are a couple of
Hello, my name
sets of service ladders that look like they've been unused for probably a really long time. There's one up against the wall leading up about where that lady pointed, and they lead up to a place where the webs are a bit thinner than elsewhere in the roofs, and you can see a thick 10-foot rafter overhead just at the top of the ladder.
6:30. I'm so sorry for this.
That's it for today! We climb the ladder next week.
I told you it's easy.
It's easy. We just bully a merchant for 30 minutes.
That was fun though.
It was funny. It's not about winning. It's about sending a message.
Exactly.
The message has been sent. It's screw that guy.
No, the message is if you inconvenience us enough, we will just kill the NPC.
We put you into a dream world where there are no consequences for your actions. You will just start wanton murder.
It's an easy
It's
solution.
the world's fastest descent to murder hobo that I have literally ever seen in my life. Well, Easy over here is sacrificing his very body for the cause. And you guys are just like, I'm just going to stab him. He'll be fine. It'll work.
I was an
can't
intimidating businesswoman. I was a
Thanks for
shark.
hanging out, everybody.
Can't talk to people.
Thanks for being here. We'll be back next week. Another episode of Strange Aeons. The UGT show will be back Wednesday afternoon with some secrets between the stars, some sci-fi shenanigans, your evening weekday show in space, and if you want to help us out a little bit, check out some of our sponsors. Arc and Forge, they have the map software that we use for our giant gala hall with 10 billion people on it. We have Eldritch Foundry, we have Norse Foundry, well, purveyor of all of our fine dice, and Eldritch Foundry, all of our fine little figures. And I want to give one little extra shout out today, because that there map for the Gala Hall is a pretty nice little map. It's pretty cool, actually. It is not the map that is in the adventure, because the map that is in the adventure is very small and weird. So I had to go searching throughout the internets for another place that had good, super fantastic maps to use, and there are going to be quite a couple coming from this place. We're not partnered with them or anything, but it's a site called Seafoot Games. They have a bunch of free, really cool map assets, actually, that I'm using for this, and that I will have a couple more of for future Dream Quest. So check them out, too. Again, it's not sponsored or partnered. They're just really neat. They got really good stuff. We'll see you next Saturday. Everybody stay safe. Stay safe. Good luck.